CG's gotten so much better. Computers are faster, the tools are better, the rendering's better. It's the budgets and the time frames that have
Mm.
not gotten better. Hey, this is Marc Rienzo. I'm a visual effects artist and supervisor. I've worked on Star Wars, the MCU, Lord of the Rings, and so much more. And today I'm sitting here with Jamie and Tom, the Chronicles of Podcast.
Hello world, Wednesday 13 here.
Hey, this is Tom Stay.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ronnie Ledrew.
Yes, my friends, my name's John Mahon.
What's going on, everybody? It's Tom.
And it's Jamie. Welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, names and names, this week we are back with a very special guest. This week's guest has dedicated his life to bringing you jaw-dropping special effects, from helping Spiderman to swing, helping us imagine people in a galaxy far, far away, and even making us think that Tom Cruise could be a rock star back in the 80s, or even help bring to life a baby Loch Ness monster. I love the water horse. Why does no one else talk about that film? Anyway, everyone, join me. Put your hands together as we bring you the Chronicles of Marc Rienzo.
Oh, beautiful.
That was very generous. Thank you.
We did pronounce your surname correctly, right?
Yes.
Oh, I was going to say this. Definitely something we always need to check, and then we always forget. So good. Absolutely nailed it on the head. Mark, before we get into the cruxy, deliciousy part of this, how has your Thursday been?
My Thursday, doing good. I just keeping busy. I'm working on my comic series, so it's kind of daily grind, getting up and getting at it every day. So yeah, I'm enjoying myself quite well here. How about you guys?
Yeah, good. Very chill. I've been off work all day, so I've just been relaxing, doing nothing. It's been nice.
Yeah, I'm currently off work 6 off. Most of it's just been lying around being in pain. But other than that, life's great. But Mark, how we like to start these things, we like to take it right back to the start, back to the days of childhood. Young Master Rienzo, you could say. What did you want to be when you were growing up in your formative years? Has it always been art for you, or was it something completely different, like Formula One driver? I don't know.
Pretty much, I always wanted to be an artist. I was not quite sure what kind of artist until I suppose middle school, late elementary school. I always drew, but I didn't realize um, how to make a career out of it. And I was probably at that age, you don't really think about those things quite yet. I always loved comic books, I loved film, and it was when the Batman '89 marketing push came out. Like I read comic books, but all of a sudden Batman was everywhere, and I was at that perfect age where I was very impressionable and started drawing Batman quite a bit, and I fell in love. That brought me to the local comic book store where I discovered all my favorite artists that really inspired me, and then I kind of realized, oh, I'm going to draw comic books. So that really kind of set me on that path. Then I got into school visual arts to be a comic book their comic book illustration major, and but then I saw Jurassic Park, and I that blew my mind. I was always into computers. I was always into film, but this is long before the internet, so I never quite realized that film was a potential career path as an artist until I met a good friend who's still a good friend at School of Visual Arts, who was majoring in computer animation, which I never really even heard of at this point. This is in the early 90s. So I did a little research because I knew Jurassic Park was the future. And around this time, I think I was reading or just finished reading like The Infinity Gauntlet and Infinity War. And I remember thinking, if you could do dinosaurs, you could do Thanos, you could do all these superheroes. It's just way back when. So I learned about Ringling School of Art and Design, who had a more established computer animation department at the time. And they were based in Sarasota, Florida. And I'm up in Manhattan freezing my off in at the time, a record year of blizzards, walking through snow with my portfolio. And I made the decision to change, not just change majors, but switch schools because Ringling had a lot of students already working that they were the alumni they were, basically advertising with. They were at Pixar and Lucasfilm. So I moved down there and switched schools and just kind of put my nose down and worked away. I knew to be an artist, everyone would say that the cliche of like starving artist, and you get kind of scoffed at by some people. I was very fortunate. My parents were always very supportive in that endeavor. And I knew that some people make it a career as an artist like that. So what do I have to do to be that, whatever it is, 2%, 5%, that small percentage of people that actually make it a career? And the basic answer is you got to be exceptional. You got to put in the work. So that's and of course the fact that I was pursuing the most commercial of commercial art there is. I wasn't trying to be a fine artist or anything like that. That certainly helped. So I put my nose down, I worked my butt off, and after 5 years, because it was 1 year at School of Visual Arts, and then at Ringling, they basically make you start over for whatever reasons. That's another story. I got a job at PDI DreamWorks. All the recruiters came and a lot of interviews, and I started my career there, and kind of just from that point on, it was a big blur because I worked from one thing to the next and was just loving every bit of it. So
Wow.
that's the origin story.
If you want to curse, Mark, you're more than welcome to do so. By the way, you are in safe hands here. We're all good. Okay.
Well, I forgot to ask, so
It's all good.
But I love that story though, because you basically fell in love with this idea of watching these dinosaurs and went, you know what? I'm going to take a gamble. I'm going to change what I'm doing. I'm going to follow this passion, and it's safe to say it's paid off for you. So that's amazing. That's inspirational. Like follow your dreams.
Thank you. Well, I wouldn't say it as much as a gamble because I was too young to know better that I was taking such a gamble. I was already pursuing comic books, so in hindsight, like I wasn't thinking that way. I was purely thinking like how I said what my parents were supporting was like do what you love and never work a day in your life. That whole mantra, which I believe very passionately. Didn't see it much as a gamble. It's just I was just kind of blindly following my passion, and it did. And it was the fear of failure. It was like I'm not going back to like I remember my father said like you want to go to art school, you better make it. Like the alternative was I worked landscaping with him growing up, so I did not want to go back to that.
No, that's fair. Also, could you have two better? Could you have two better inspirations for a career? Batman and Jurassic Park, like fucking yes,
Sure.
absolutely amazing.
Well, the funny side of it is my friend Josh Cortez, who I met at School of Visual Arts, we hit it off because I was a diehard Star Wars fan. So this is where I say, in hindsight, looking back, I didn't see film as a career path. He was an artist. He loved Star Wars and he wanted to work in film. It just never occurred to me out of all my like teachers and mentors and stuff, no one pointed out that a film as an artist, film path is a real career. Even like guidance counselors in high school, it was just never, it was so far out there that I never thought of as a possibility. Today, obviously we have the internet and so much more communication. But yeah, my buddy Josh changed my life in that sense. So Star Wars was a lifelong dream, and I had spoken to ILM as I was getting out of school, and I was offered to work on they were doing like, I think it was Frankenstein, like an animated Frankenstein film at the time. And glad I didn't do it because the film eventually got shelved, but I thought it could have been a step in the door to potentially get on this. At the time, Phantom Menace was like happening. It wasn't out yet. So I thought I could get my foot in the door there. But I went to PDI DreamWorks and then I eventually made it to ILM. So it all worked out.
Amazing. It's funny you say that, like you don't realize you could do this as a job. Like you watch a film, you see the hundreds of names in the credits, but still nothing in your head goes, that's a job. I could do that if I tried. If I put my mind to it, I could probably do that one day. It just never clicks in your brain, does it?
Right. Because I suppose back then, before computer graphics, artists were storyboard artists, like were concept artists. And that wasn't really what I was. I didn't have much exposure to that.
Yeah.
So that's probably why.
So I went to the fountain of all knowledge that is, of course, IMDb. According to that, your first project was Forces of Nature with Sandra Bullock and Ben Affleck. Is that right? Is that the first thing you worked on, or is that so
That
far
was
off?
the first. That was the first film I worked on. Yeah, total landmark film. Like people love it. It's a landmark. I'm just kidding. No, that was. Yeah, no, that was the first project I worked on. It's a great learning experience. That was at again PDI DreamWorks. I was in their commercial and film effects division. And at the time, I remember working on that, and I'm fresh out of school, and just seeing the green screens, blue screens, coming on, being scanned and brought online. I remember nerding out so much, being so excited about it. It was like the coolest thing ever. Like today, blue screens are just like you can't turn around and not see that. But this was a romantic comedy in the late '90s, and they shot blue screens. It was like, this is awesome. We're like doing amazing work, cutting edge stuff here. This is so cool.
Are you a blue screen guy or a green screen guy?
Well, I mean, blue screen, but obviously it depends on what someone's wearing. I'm not gonna, that's
Well, yeah. Where's his body gone?
That's the number one thing. There was a big push by people to just like green screen is better, which is completely not true. Obviously, it depends on the content, but if the content is not an issue, I definitely prefer blue, just for skin tone, the grain levels, and there's a variety of technical reasons. Either work. The tools have gotten so much better. It's really not much of a debate anymore. But years back when the computers were so much slower, it could be a big factor.
Did you have like any early mentors or influences who like shaped your approach to storytelling at VFX?
That's a good question. You mean like I absolutely had mentors in the visual effects field, for sure. There's a lot of people. My first job, I was staff at PDI, and then I eventually went freelance because some of my mentors were leaving. And then after that, I stayed freelance because I loved meeting so many different people and learning how this company does it and how this company does it.
Yeah.
And then I would meet so many different people, different companies. It was just so eye-opening, and I learned so much. The downside of that was you start to learn the wrong way. You see we're like, well, over here we did this. Why don't we do that? And this company was so set in their ways they wouldn't change. But yeah, it was lots of mentors in the visual effects field. But outside of that, in terms of inspiration, like I'm a diehard. I love old Spielberg, the Amblin days. Like that's some of the most inspiring stuff for me that I still look back at today, and I wish cinema reflected more of that.
But I know we're jumping all about a little bit here, but obviously saying you're freelance. Obviously, when you work for a studio, they're working on that film. When it comes to being freelance, how do you get these roles? And do you have to audition? Are they reaching out to you? Like, how does that work?
It's word of mouth. The industry is enormous today, but when I started, it was very small. So since I worked so hard to get that first job, that was staff. So then when I left, it was a matter of like somebody that I was working with had gone to this other company. It was Mannix VFX. They had just finished doing the first Matrix film. So I went there, he hired me there. And then after there, I went to Digital Domain, who also gave me an offer out of school, which I was like, not sure I made the right choice. I should have gone there, maybe not, whatever. But the point was I stayed in touch with them, and I reached out, and they had an opening, and they brought me in. So from there, then that was all that was within a matter of 2, 3 years. So now I've been at 3 companies, and I treated every job as like how do I say it? It was a stepping stone, a learning experience to further build my demo reel. Especially when I decided to go freelance, because at the time, someone in visual effects back then, if you'd been working 5 years, you were like a veteran. Oh my God, this guy's done so much. So I wanted to have that level of resume and demo reel and experience. So I was always trying to build my reel, build my resume, make as many connections as I could. And there was such a demand in the industry. So then eventually when I did go down to LA, I started up in Northern California. Then the phones don't stop ringing if you're a big freelancer with experience. So there wasn't any auditioning. It was mostly word of mouth. Like when a supervisor says, I want him. And sometimes obviously sometimes demo reel came into play, like they want to see your reel. But I personally loved keeping a current demo reel, because to me it was just like, for years and years and years I built a portfolio to get into school. And then when I was in school, I was building a portfolio to get the first job. So then when I got the first job, I'm like, now I'm working on professional stuff. This stuff is cool. I want to update my reel. Like, get rid of all this old school stuff. This stuff is embarrassing. So for years, I was very passionate about keeping my portfolio going. So when someone reached out, I had my stuff ready to show.
Yeah. Awesome. But like when being a freelancer, obviously, when you approach projects, do you get much say in like how things should be done, or is it this is what I want and this is how I want it, do it?
Oh no, well, to a certain extent, like especially as you get more and more experience. Once I started supervising, then you certainly get a little bit, you get more say in whatever area. But when for I don't even know how long that was, 10 years maybe. I never even wanted to supervise. I was like enjoying doing the work. And some supervisors were more open than others. The best ones are the ones that like trust you, and like that's where you get the most opportunity. And like as long as you're getting it done and making them look good, they're generally very happy. So as I got more and more experience, yeah, I had a lot more say on how things were done. But there's so many factors to that when it comes to schedule, budget, and the client's wants. And then the higher you get, the more you're dealing with studio executives and all of that other stuff too that plays a factor. So yeah, it's just not a simple answer, but yes and no.
Yeah.
You control what you can control, and you focus on what you can. And that's a big part of the whole like parlor trick of visual effects, I would say. It's like, we have this much time, this is how much this is what we have to do. Let's focus on the most bang for your buck. What's the most critical thing? Because especially today, you get less and less time to do this stuff. Computers have gotten much faster, but it's always a challenge of, we got to do X, Y, and Z in this amount of time, and we have this many people, and there's always challenges and limitations regardless of the technology.
So generally, how does it work in that sense of like Tom was just saying there, I want you to do this and do this. Are you given like a scene to work on? Is it a certain character you work on? Like or is it just different everywhere?
Well, that's a good question. It depends on the project and the position, but as an artist, you're generally in a team that's working on a certain sequence. That a vendor company, like a Digital Domain, an ILM, the Sony ImageWorks, will bid on certain sequences. Back in the day, they may or may not have done the entire film, but today it's usually broken up across a lot of different vendors. So if you're a vendor, you're an artist, you have your sequences that are in in that facility, and then the supervisor will then break down how they want to like task it out across their team. So generally there's like different teams working on different sequences, and then artists get different shots within that sequence. When I work on the studio side, you're the one that's interfacing with the actual production, the director, the executives. Back in the day, the directors used to visit the vendors. I haven't seen that happen in a long time. I'm not saying it never happens, but when you're working on the studio side, you're then supervising the vendor's work that comes in. So you're interfacing with the supervisor at the vendor, giving notes, reviewing with the director, trying to achieve their vision the best that you can. So it definitely varies, but it's usually broken up based on not just bids and money, but which company is the best for this particular task. So a lot of like heavy character animation stuff, typically like, if you got like a Hulk or a Thanos, there's certain companies you want to use for that. The obvious ones, Industrial Light and Magic, Weta Digital, that are, excellent at that. Or then if it's like effects and destruction, obviously those companies do that as well. They do everything. But there are companies that sometimes have a certain focus on different types of visual effects, because visual effects is such a big umbrella, from character animation to effects, map painting, set extensions, cleanup. There's so many different levels of complexity and types of different things that fall under that umbrella.
It's mad. This is why I love talking to people like yourself, because us as consumers who just go, "Oh, cool, the thing go boom." Like we don't think more into it, but you don't realize that people are bidding just to animate this tiny part of it. That's madness. That's blown my mind a little bit. I didn't realize it was like that. I just thought every film has a team,
That's kind of amazing to hear, because I've been so steeped and deep in it that it's hard for me to actually look at it that way, because to me it's second nature.
But
That's what blows my mind, was when you hear people talk about like CG's gotten so bad, and I understand why they say it, but in fact CG's gotten so much better. Computers are faster, the tools are better, the rendering's better. It's the budgets and the time frames that have not gotten better. And the fact that people know we can do anything, then you have certain people that promise we can do anything, but it does take time. Probably heard the saying, you can't have nine women can't have a baby in 1 month. It doesn't work that way.
I've never heard that. That's crazy. That's
So,
good analogy, though.
so that you can understand that you still need time. You can't just slice it up in every case. Some cases you can, but
yes,
good work takes time. But also, when you have a team of people that have been working together consistently, you know each other, like strengths and weaknesses. The supervisor knows who's good at what. You can it's like basketball. I'm a basketball guy, so I might make a few basketball analogies. When you have a team that's been playing together for years, they know each other. They know how to get the ball in the basket. But when you can throw the best players together, and they might not play at their peak. So today, a lot of companies, while I did decide to go freelance for my own reasons early on, when I went back to the digital domain over and over and over again, there was mostly the same people there. I can't speak to it today. I know a lot of guys are still there, but for the most part, a lot of companies don't have as big of a core staff group because of the overhead and the uncertainty and the low profit margins and a variety of reasons. But it's really been, the industry's really gone down a path of freelancing, basically. Like almost that people hire up, and it's not the same thing as versus having a team that knows each other well, works together well. If you want to do the best work you can, but
Yeah. That's what, like I said, when you know each other, you work together well, you bounce off each other. You just got to give someone a look and you go, I know what he means. But if you don't know each other, you're all doing your own thing. Yeah, it's gonna be harder to get the results you want, isn't it?
yeah. So I tend to try to work mostly as much as I can with people I know, just for that very reason, because you can trust someone's going to get stuff done, especially with ever since the work from home thing started. There's certain people that they're not cut out for all the roadblocks and technical hiccups that come your way. That it doesn't extend the deadline. You got to figure it out. Like, and complaining about it doesn't fix it.
I suppose in that way, like, you're not part of a team. If you're not all together in the same room, you can't be like, Dave, I am stuck, mate. What can I do? Like, you can't. You're stuck at home on your own. You can't do that.
1,000%. That sitting next to really smart people at all those different companies that I worked at is such a superpower. Well, that's not the right word. Is such a plus to be able to not be able to get held up. Like, hey, how do you do this? It goes a long way.
But I was like looking at all the sort of projects you've worked on, and you've worked on a lot of projects that have already got some established history, like The Force Awakens, like I mentioned with Star Wars earlier. You did the third Pirates movie. When you're doing projects like that, do you have to do that sort of bit of extra research to make sure you're keeping that pre-established tone? That's all, if that makes sense.
The tone, I mean, well, that was the thing is I'm a passionate film goer, so by the time I worked on my first Star Wars, I mean, there was no research that needed to be done.
Probably not the best example of Star Wars, no.
No,
But,
no, I mean, on any of them, really. Like, I see all these movies, so for the most part, maybe not as much today, but yeah, no, I love film. I lived and breathed it. So like I was most of the time moving around working on stuff I wanted to see more than anything else. That was the initial driving factor. Like when I left my staff job at PDI, I remember my parent back then, my parents had come out and visited, and it was a beautiful company, very nice people, great, like they took care of everybody, bagels and breakfast, and it was a great cushy job. My dad could not believe when I said I was leaving and going freelance, and borderline like pulled me over and yelled at me, and I was like, I know what I'm doing. I got this.
I suppose, like with freelance though, I suppose you've got that ability to turn around and just work on stuff you're passionate about, you care about. Like, if someone offers you another Sandra Bullock, Ben Affleck love movie, you might be like, yeah, it's not for me, mate. But you've got that ability to turn around and say, nah, I'd rather do Star Wars instead of being stuck to that studio.
Yeah, so that's exactly what happened there is we were bidding on the first X-Men film, and I was part of a small team there that was doing a test for the film. I was the compositor it was the liquid light, they called it. There was that whole, I don't remember exactly what it's called in the film, but at the end of the film, there's that like big, I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah. I can't remember
The
what they
big
called it,
energy.
but yeah.
The way it was described to us was liquid light. So we did a test and it went over very well. And then the other thing that came up, the owner of the company knew that I read comic books and was a fan. And he said, they want us to bid on this rogue effect. And my eyes were like super wide. I was all excited. I'm like, oh, yeah. And he's like, but in the comic books, he literally and he's like, it's just a bunch of like squiggly lines. They don't know how to visualize this. Do you have any ideas? I was like, yes. So I did a bunch of artwork. I took some photos of myself and I put these like veins coming up my neck. And so the whole like touching of the skin thing with the veins, those were based on my concepts. So we were awarded the work, but then the politics kicked in. I mean, people were popping champagne bottles and I was so excited. I'm going to work on X-Men. And then suddenly the work was with 2 3 days. Actually, we didn't get it. They had spoken too soon, and the work was going to Digital Domain, which was the company I told you I
Yeah.
didn't go to. So I was super bummed. And then like I said, a few of the people that I considered strong mentors started leaving the company. So that's when I left. And I went to Mannix. And then from there, that's when I called up Digital Domain again. And I was going to work on X-Men. So I was super excited. I'm on my way. I'm moving down LA. And then they baited and switched me. I'm not working on X-Men. I'm going to work on The Grinch. And I'm like, you're kidding me. But I'm fairly new to the industry. I'm like, I'm going to just bite my tongue. I'm not going to say anything. But it all worked out because my first stint at Digital Domain, I look back at that with such high regard. I learned so much. I met so many great people. And The Grinch turned out to be a film that people watch every year. And I remember my supervisor said to me at the time, like, people are going to watch this every Christmas. It's gonna be a long lasting film. And I remember thinking, I didn't see it at the time. I loved Jim Carrey, but it seemed really silly at the time. But I was so into the work. I learned so much, and it was a great experience.
That's
So from there, then I got myself on Spiderman. So I was finally going to check that comic book movie box.
And on your way you went. But do you like the practical effects blended with the VFX, or do you lean towards fully digital solutions more?
Oh, well, so practical effects is special effects, visual effects is computer graphics. I, while I love practical effects, they were already starting to disappear as I started.
Okay.
So I loved like some of the old Digital Domain, Titanic, Apollo 13, and Dante's Peak, some of the miniature work they had done, because I think that work is fantastic. When you mix digital with practical, like that, to me, that's the best, that can be the best of both worlds. That stuff was already starting to disappear. I did get to work with some miniatures down at Weta Digital on Lord of the Rings Two Towers, and then I heavily pushed for it while working. I was compositing supervisor on 2012. So, as a fan of some of like the big disaster movies of the times past, I at the time they were like, "No, we're not doing that. We're doing it digital." I'm like, some of this stuff will look better if you shoot some miniatures. So I was able to convince them to do some of it that way. Not much. I mean, not much, but some elements that we were able to shoot and use. It went a long way, but for the most part, I know there's a little bit of a resurgence, but I think a lot of it's marketing, mostly marketing today. Like they'll shoot
Okay.
more locations and stuff, but most of it's marketing because of there's certainly a certain bad taste in some people's mouth when it comes to CG. The truth of the matter is people don't like bad CG. And I'll tell you what, you know who hates bad CG even more? The CG artists. We can do anything. That is true, but it does take time and it does take money. That's as simple as that. So no one hates it more when the stuff is rushed out than to visual effects artists.
I think it's amazing when you find out there's digital effects on a film you didn't even realize was there. Like I was
Yeah.
looking at your reel for Rock of Ages, and I was like, why is there visual effects in this film? It's all the Sunset Strip and whatnot. Like, and then I was watching it, I was like, I had no idea. I just thought it was
Did you
just
see the
filmed on a road.
breakdown of different layers?
Yeah, I was just like, I had no idea. You just don't think of it, do you? It's
That's
mad.
That's awesome to hear because that has always been my mentality. And I don't think that's as much of the thought process by most today. To me, when I got in, I wanted to be a compositor. The idea is I don't care how crazy your scene is, what crazy characters or what's happening. Your work is supposed to be invisible. It's supposed to look like you had a camera on the day and you recorded this. Period, full stop. So that means every little detail needs to be believable that it was caught on camera. There were pretty quickly, I saw people weren't respecting that rule. They were pushing stuff because you can move the camera in crazy ways that you can't a live action camera. You can have colors that don't make that are overly saturated or ridiculous. And to me, you break those rules unless it is done in a very strict creative art directed palette, like say the film 300, which I love and I think looks beautiful. But if you have a straightforward film like Rock of Ages, but you decide to take all these creative liberties with your visual effects, which they did not do, it's going to stand out like a sore thumb and look fake. So I would always try to make certain that we follow the rules of what your camera was that you used on set in regards to how we do the visual effects. So if you look at Spider-Man, obviously it's impossible to have a cameraman swinging along the city with him. Hasn't that even though they tried, it was called I think they called it the Spider Cam. They hooked it up on a crane and dropped it. So if you saw my reel, there's that big last swing shot from the first film. There's a section of that, a small section of that the plate being the background is real. And then it's hooked up and connected to a big CG environment. Obviously, Spider-Man's digital.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So, yeah, right.
No, I love it. But you're saying then, like, you've got to match this to the environments and the sets. Like, so do you, I suppose, more in a supervisor role, do you spend much time on sets, or is all your work like in an office somewhere?
Yeah. So not initially, but as I moved up and started supervising, I was on set more and more and more. Yep.
That's awesome.
But
So-
there's always somebody on set, even if you're not there, that's recording all the data, like camera height, camera lens, focal, everything is recorded on the day and photographed, and HDRs are taken so that you can recreate that world, that scene, that lighting, everything digital. But the realism problem comes in pretty quickly when they want to change it. Right. So if this was here, this would, I mean, the more you deviate from reality, the more likely is not going to hold up. So it's a fine balance between pushing the artistic versus the technical of what actually was. And obviously, if you're shooting, when you're shooting, not if, you don't have, say, there's two digital characters. You have to make an effort to have, like you've seen some, I'm sure you've seen lots of behind the scenes stuff. You'll have stand-in characters and reference and stuff. So eye lines, so many different things come into play. And like, well, if my real person is here and the digital person's here, there'd be a shadow and how the light, all these little, so many little details that add up to whether, to create that illusion of reality.
Again, this is why I say I love talking to people like yourself, because it's amazing. The level of respect you have for your line of work, because as you say, you shouldn't even know you're doing it because it just blend and everything should be natural. And I think it's fucking amazing. I really do. Blows my tiny mind. What can I say? But I always get intrigued with things like this with creative types. A while back, we spoke to a storyboard artist named Darren Denninger, and we were talking about like spending hours working on this thing, making it look amazing, and then it gets cut. Has that happened to you? Like, anything that stands out where you're like, oh, this looks so good, and it's gone?
Oh, all the time. Happens all the time. Yeah. You work on something, the whole sequence is cut, the shot's cut. That happens all the time, especially working at Marvel. I mean, they're changing stuff all the time, trying to make the best film I mean, everyone's trying to make the best film they can, but they are a bit notorious for changes up to the last minute. That's for sure. But I don't know. It was my first film, that I always almost say Force Awakens, Forces of Nature. There was just, it's just a nothing throwaway shot and it got cut. And I remember just kind of being a little heartbroken of all the work that went into it. But after that, you realize like that's the way the ball bounces. It's all right. Like I still had it for my demo reel, in that particular case. But sometimes you don't get to finish it, and it's just part of the part for the course. Still get paid.
That's the important bit.
Are there any like projects that you've worked on that have really pushed you out of your comfort zone at all? Like being part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, for example.
Um, Pushed my comfort zone. Uh, I suppose, yeah, but for different reasons. I always thrive. I was not happy if I wasn't learning, so I was always throwing myself out of my comfort zone intentionally.
Love
Like
that.
when I when I went on that first Spider-Man film, I had established myself as a visual effects compositor, but I had started as a generalist, meaning I did a little bit of everything, but I had a focus in compositing. So when I went to ImageWorks, they had their compositors lighting and compositing. I
Mhm.
really I felt confident I could do it, but it just wasn't my passion. So I took the, but I had honestly, I'd gotten a little annoyed because people would sometimes you hear just the compositor, or early on in my career, like you might not be in certain conversations because this was not compositing. So when I had the opportunity to light and comp my own shots, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it just because it was like it was kind of another resume line, and also just to be able to show I can do more than compositing. Because I think being a compositor, you have to talk to the lighters, you have to talk to the other departments. Um, so if you don't have experience in the other departments or other areas, how are you gonna you can do better work when you have to be able to communicate with those people. Like I need this, and this, or like it would be best if I got this if you can in the time frame, that sort of thing. So I really made it a point to have my knowledge base beyond just compositing. So hope
Do-
hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
My comfort zone was always to not be in my comfort zone. I didn't want to just do what I did do. I always wanted to be in a like doing something different position
Hmm.
for
Do you
sure.
do you have a preference on what sort of work you like to do? Is it compositing or is it of something else?
Um, these days I do focus more on supervising because I still love compositing, and I do like to bounce back and forth. I never wanted to be the supervisor that never worked on the box anymore. I wanted to stay current on the tools and still know how to do the actual
Mm.
work itself, because for that exact reason, so I can talk to the artists themselves that are doing the work, and I need to be fluent in the tools they're using to be able to make suggestions on how to accomplish something. Like, hey, you can use this for that, or this. I know exactly what's happening here. Just here, try this, and it'll work.
Yeah.
So I do bounce back and forth between the two.
How did you get into supervising? Was it something you aimed for, you wanted to do, or was it just an opportunity
Um,
you were
it
given one
was
day?
it was a slow progression. I never at first I never was even thinking about it. The first type of leadership role I got, I had just come back to digital domain. I was just finished up on Lord of the Rings Two Towers at Weta Digital. Came back to digital domain. I was working on Triple X, the first Vin Diesel film, and my supervisor asked me to take a look at some green screen shots, and because he had known me from Grinch, where we did a lot of blue screen work, so he said, "Take a look at these. Some of these are problematic." And I zipped through them, and he came back and he just said, "You're now the lead artist on," I forget if it was green screens or whatever, on this section of work. And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like I didn't see that coming. That was amazing. So that was fun. And after, I still wasn't thinking supervising, but I forget exactly the progression of things. But while I loved all my time in digital domain, I was always learning there, and there were some other studios that I did go to where you get frustrated with your supervisor. So it's became a, in some cases, it became a matter of like, I don't want to be the passenger in this car. I want to drive it because I don't like the direction we're going, to put it simply. So then I started keeping my ears open for supervising positions, and slowly I started as a compositing supervisor, and then from there, pretty quickly, there was more and more opportunity from sequence supervising to visual effects supervising. And once you step foot in the supervising arena with those different levels, as I mentioned, then the onset stuff just came naturally because those are the people that are usually asked to go.
Amazing. It's really awesome. You're saying there, like supervising, like to get your hands in, so you learn, what you're doing with these tools. You've been doing this work for over 20 years now. Like, how has the role changed in like advances in technology in those years?
That's a good question. I haven't worked at a big vendor in quite a while. I've worked on the studio side mostly in recent years, or completely freelance. How has it changed? The biggest thing that I could say is just that while I think I already said it, just while the tools and technology have gotten exponentially better, the time frames have not. So it's become more and more of a challenge of getting it done as efficiently and quickly as possible. And you're always trying to balance, like I said, my personal like ambition is to make it look invisible to the viewer. That's the most rewarding to me, is when it looks real. But that's not always the mandate from the director or the supervisor that you're working for, or whatever the case may be. It's so your number one priority is always making whoever's approving the work the priority, but at the same time, trying to, like, you got to make them happy, number one, but at the same time, I'm most happy and I'm most rewarded when I'm happy with the work. So I'll always petition and try to gently nudge it in the direction that I want it to go. But if that's not what they want, you can only make suggestions so many times. But sometimes regardless, the schedule doesn't allow for it or the budget doesn't allow for it. It's a big balancing act of focusing on the most important things, considering your time frame and the tools and team that you have at your disposal.
Does working in the industry, because you said you're a massive movie buff, like you love films, you consume them and everything about them. So when you go to watch movies yourself now, knowing how they work, does it sort of ruin it for you now when you go and watch movies, say today?
Yes and no. I don't, where years and years ago I would see a film just because it had visual effects. That's been a long time, like since that was the appeal. Now, I mean, for years, many years now, like the story's got to be good. I don't care how good the visual effects are. I'm bored out of my mind if that's no desire to sit there and just watch a big visual effects reel. The story's got to be engaging and when that happens, I really don't care about the quality. I take that back. That's wrong. As long as the visual effects are a consistent level, if everything's 85%, 80%, 90%, and the story is great, I'm probably having a really good time. If the visual effects are amazing, awful, cringing, and all over the place, if the film's really good, for the most part, like I'm watching it for the story and the entertainment, but it will take me out of it when stuff bounces around. I mean, unfortunately, I see a lot of that. There's a lot of like really, really good work, really, really cringe work. So I'd rather just have everything at a baseline of a little bit lower, 80, 85%, and then all over the place. This way you're like, this is what it looks like. You're not thinking about that. You're thinking about the characters and the story. And some companies that I've worked at, that's something I learned early on, and I always try to focus on while I'm supervising is get everything up to a certain level. And there's a term in the visual effects industry that I'm sure is outside of it. CBB could be better. So don't 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 work on something. You have 8 months to do something. Don't work on one sequence for 6 months and then the other 4 sequences for the remaining time. Bring everything up to the same level and bring it all up together instead of burning all your time on making one thing amazing and then neglecting certain other things. There's places I've worked at that don't seem to still get that, but there's other companies that are amazing at it. That's how I like to work.
It's interesting you say that because, like, some people do. They moan and complain about the quality of a film just because the CGI isn't where they want it. Like, best example I can think of recently was the Flash movie they made, and everyone was moaning about things. And I was like, I got to see Nicolas Cage as Superman finally. I don't care if it didn't look like Nicolas Cage completely. I got to see Nicolas Cage as Superman. Like, just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, I do wish that. See, the thing is there have been movies with bad visual effects that have made an excessive amount of money. So that doesn't help the visual effects industry,
No.
at least for my passion of wanting everything to look amazing. Like, if they're still making tons and tons of money, which they're not anymore, and at least in recent years, there hasn't, not everything is making $1 billion. I always want everything to look amazing and the best that it can be. So that's why I say I'll balance everything out. But there are films that I think are really good films that the visual effects weren't good at times that I'm taken out of it to the point where I don't love that movie. So I think it is a key part of it, although invisible, like you said. If it doesn't look good, it takes you out of it, takes you out of the story. But when it's all in sync and working together, that's a beautiful thing. Those are the movies you watch over and over again. And that is the thing about, sorry, a little tangent here, but to me, that's the beauty of the original Star Wars trilogy. We're not talking visual effects here, but everything was groundbreaking, pretty much. Like, every department was off the charts, from cinematography, characters design, script, mythology, the costumes, the editing, the music. I mean, it was, you take one of those things out, it's not that, like, you've seen the thing, I'm sure you've seen, like, the YouTube videos where people take the music out of Star Wars.
Yes.
It loses quite a bit, right? And then the editing in that film is like, every shot has a purpose. It's moving, like, there's a reason for it. There's not just all these giant throwaway shots that are just gratuitous camera moves. And like today, like, that's a lot of the criticism to CG. Just because you can do anything doesn't mean you should. Those original Star Wars films, they're very economical. They're telling a giant, massive story with, even at the time, a pretty low budget and incredibly limited technology. And to be able to pull off what they did is amazing. And yeah, how did I not mention the special effects of all the breakthroughs that they did with motion control camera and all that? There's, like, everything, every moment of those things is just off the charts. And it all comes together to make something greater than all the parts. So today's films, there's definitely some movies that have achieved that, but it seems to not be as common as it was in recent years.
And I 100% agree. Those first three movies, they're just something so special about them. Not even just because it's a great story and everything like that. Like, just the way they were made, like, everything about it is just incredible. Which is why I really enjoyed The Force Awakens that you got to work on, because it feels like he went back to a lot of that. Obviously, he used more modern technology, of course he did, but it feels like he went back to a lot of that, like the practical side of it and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, using practicals where it makes sense, using digital where it makes sense, and back to the original trilogy. you can watch that and just focus on the sound design. You can watch it just on the costumes or the lighting or the editing. Like every single aspect of that film is hitting on all cylinders.
Like I said, don't get me wrong, I do love the prequels, but I'm pretty certain they just filmed it in a green room, from what I could tell from looking at behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, I got a love-hate relationship with them, but
I think we all do, don't worry.
the stories hold up in terms of the bigger picture.
Yeah, yeah.
They're rewatchable because of that. I'm not a Last Jedi fan, and I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. To be fair, I think I liked it when I first watched it because I was like, oh my god, it's Star Wars, and then when I rewatched it, I went, what the fuck is that? Like what?
Yeah, I was in
Yeah.
denial.
Yeah, we all were. But looking back at your career, obviously you've worked on so many amazing projects. Is there a particular project or projects that stand out to you? Like that was a good day at work.
I get this question a lot because there's some movies that I love the finished product, and then there's some movies that just the process was the most enjoyable part of it. So like, well, I like the film Grinch. It's fun and it's great to every year. There's people watching and talking about it because it's Christmas and stuff. The actual process of working on that, I'll never forget. That was outstanding. I loved every day. I couldn't wait to go into work. I used to jokingly say, "Thank God it's Monday," even though we were working long hours and a lot of 6-day weeks. So that was a great experience. And there's plenty of other films that I really enjoyed as well working on. But at the end of the day, I'm the film that I'm probably most like that I look at and I'm just super proud to have been a part of was Rogue One, which
Oh,
it's just a solid Star Wars film. Everyone loves it. The visual effects are solid. So it's like I'm glad I got to touch on that one.
oh, a perfect movie, Rogue One. Perfect movie. Oh, loved that film.
I love it. But for me, it's funny because I think it has what Force Awakens was missing, and Force Awakens has what Rogue One was missing. I love the adventure spirit of Star Wars, that, like the original trilogy has, and I think Force Awakens captured. Rogue One, I love the movie. It's very rewatchable. It looks great. It just, for me, it was missing the fun. It's hard. It's hard for me even to remember some of the characters' names. Where Force Awakens had a lot of that like charisma and the characters, and it didn't necessarily go anywhere where we thought it was going to go. But Rogue One, it's kind of like in my mind, kind of a that was good, but it's missing that like Star Wars excitement for me.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I think just seeing Darth Vader completely destroy people with a lightsaber at the end just made it perfect.
Ah.
What more could I
Yeah,
ask for?
yeah. I I I can tell you a story about that. I got signed a few shots in that sequence, and I was so excited. I was so excited that I just tore into those shots. And I'm an artist. I'm not a lead. I'm not a supervisor. Nothing. So I got the shot, and I knocked out one so fast. Like I was so into it. Like I just built the lightsaber from scratch by hand. Like they had a prop, but you had to replace it. So I just built my own. I mean, I know what a lightsaber looks like, but of course, I still like the reference and stuff. And I submitted it to dailies, and I don't remember the exact words, and I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but it was kind of it was a shock that it was there, and John Knoll was surprised to see it, and I got pulled aside. The lead, like they were building a whole system to use to do the lightsabers and stuff, and I just attacked it straight. I wasn't I don't even think it's supposed to start on the shot yet, so it was fun because it was like it looks great, but it has to we have to use this whole system so that which was fine. It was cool. It all worked out, but I was telling you how excited I was working on Vader shot.
I still have it for my reel. It's fine.
And I'm going to bring it. I imagine you've been asked this loads of times with in relation to AI. Obviously, AI and real-time rendering is evolving so quickly. Now, where do you see the future of VFX going forward?
Oh, that's a big question. Obviously, it's changing everything, and it will be used as soon as they can to replace as many of us as possible. It's not going away. So I refuse to rail against it. Instead, I'm learning it because it is a tool. I think it's still really it's progressing incredibly fast. However, I there are insane limitations to it in terms of, especially what we deal with in visual effects, is specificity and being able to address whatever creative notes come our way. Like it's not, we don't create a scene, press render, and it's done. There's so many, it's such a balance of technical and artistry to address whatever the vision is from the director of whatever the wants and needs are. AI certainly doesn't have that flexibility, not even close. I've seen a lot of cool stuff, but at the same time, I don't see it working in that world just yet. When it will work, which I know some companies are working on, is when it's built more into the tools that we use. This way, it it will eliminate a lot of tedious manual work that doesn't require much technical skill or artistry. So I welcome that because nobody likes doing that type of work. But then at the same time, when the two are kind of working together, I think it will allow for doing work a lot faster and a lot better. I think right now it's kind of very separate from visual effects. There are some companies, and I have some friends that are working on at companies that are trying to bridge the two. It hasn't hit in a big way yet. So like it might be right now for commercials or say title sequences. Sure, it can do a lot of that stuff and one-offs and things like that. And I think a lot of reshoots will benefit from it because you know what the surrounding stuff looks like. And that all makes sense. But in terms of doing an entire thing that way, I think there's a lot of glue that has to happen yet between the existing tools and the new tools.
Yeah, I just hope it doesn't replace, and I hope it works hand in hand with you instead. That's what I'm hoping for.
Oh, it's going to replace a lot. There's no doubt. But as a compositor, that is like a lot of AI has all sorts of weirdness and things that happen, or you might get the shot beautiful. Like I was saying, specificity that everything might be great except for that one thing, or in AI's case, those 6 little things. The more you look close, the compositor is going to be the one to fix it. So
yeah,
if you're current in AI and you're like a compositor like myself, you're the guy that they're going to want to be able to fix that stuff. So,
like Tom said, I just hope it's used as an assistant that helps, not replaces, because you're gonna know nothing beats having that eye attention of a human being at the end of the day. But
I think like one area where it will benefit visual effects greatly is, and it already is, I know a company that's actively pushing this area, is face replacements and that kind of performance work, because you've seen a lot of face replacements that you wouldn't believe how much money went into it and it still didn't look good. But that is one, because there's so many little nuances of a human animation and shading of the skin and pores and hairs and so many. It doesn't take much for you to notice when something's artificial, because that's what we talk to each other every day. So when something's off or not right, it's a dead giveaway. So that's something AI is really good at, and that sort of stuff I think will benefit greatly and in a positive way for film, to be able to like it, whether you approve on it conceptually or not, but it's already, people have tried to bring back younger versions of actors and stuff. And sometimes it's gratuitous and sometimes it makes total sense. But
Rogue One.
yeah, so that type of work in theory could look a lot better. And not that the Rogue One work doesn't look good. I'm not saying that.
No,
But it'd be a lot easier and cheaper, that sort of thing, and more successful when you have these kind of tools. But the odd thing is that I've noticed, I haven't really seen anybody else talking about this. Being in visual effects, part of my love of compositing was also, I see it as two different things. So build a foundation here. Image processing and compositing. Compositing uses image processing tools. It's just, you have basically a suite of image processing tools. But I always approached it as learning and everything I could about image processing, what I can do as an artist to manipulate pixels, what this filter does, what this tool does, and how to combine the things in a certain logical way. And that's what compositing is you have a flow graph of nodes and it's different steps. So it's very systematic and programmatic in nature. So as long as if I knew all the image processing tools, it made me be able to do the art that without having to. I knew exactly what I needed, how to do what I wanted to do. So if I understood the tools, the problem, not problem, but the odd thing that's happening now, all those image processing tools were always originating, the push of technology originated in the visual effects companies. A lot of the software that I used early on was proprietary. Like Digital Domain's Nuke is the industry standard now for visual effects compositing for many, many years now. But when it first started, it was proprietary. You can only use it in Digital Domain. And then Sony ImageWorks had their own, PDI had their own, and ILM had their own. So those tools being developed in-house, you had a lot of feedback between the artists and the people writing the software. AI is not originating in the visual effects companies, and visual effects companies don't have as much of a budget or team that is developing software anymore. So it's when I dabble in the AI stuff, I'm like, oh, this is amazing, this is really cool. Well, why don't you have this? Like, this is just, it makes no sense. Like, why would you do it this way? It's just because you got a lot of programmers, really, really, really smart people making these tools, but they don't work in the visual effects industry. So some things might be, I've seen a lot of gaping holes of like, this is not how you do this type of work, or you need certain levels of control or whatever it is, file formats and stuff like that.
It's almost as like there needs to be one designed by someone in visual arts to use as an assistant in visual arts. If that makes any sense, what I'm trying to say there.
Yeah. I say that though, but at the same time, like I said, I haven't worked at a vendor, one of these big vendors in quite a while. So I have heard stories that I know that certain companies and studios are developing certain AI tools and testing stuff. I do know that. But I guess I should correct myself. Just not being there, I don't know how much is actually happening. But the tools that I'm seeing on the outside are certainly not designed that way. So I'm excited to see where it goes in terms of a marriage between visual effects and AI, or one boosting the other, because that's where things will, if you can have the best of both worlds, like that's where you can make the best work. Absolutely. You take advantage of it where it makes sense and help you automate certain things that don't need to be done. But at the same time, there's no question, like technology is always replacing people. There's no amount of screaming or petitioning is going to get rid of it. So the best thing to do is to stay current with technology. Like you can't work in an industry like visual effects based on technology. You can't work in any, I imagine it's not just visual effects. You can't work in technology and complain about or rail against development, because that's exactly like the tools, the way you do things today and the tools you use 2 years ago, 10 years ago, it's always changing. So you got to stay current.
Absolutely. So, looking at the future, obviously, I was looking at your website earlier. You're working on. Did I see you've got board games? Was it you've been working on?
I made a card game during COVID, basically short
The
story. Hollywood shut
bad guy nonsense. Is that right?
bad guy nonsense.
Yes.
Hollywood shut down, so I I'm I love I'm an artist, so I saw it as an opportunity to do my own thing. So home with my kids, so we put this card game together. It was just a fun little project to pass the time, and did a Kickstarter, and it was successful, and it was a lot of fun.
That's amazing. I love that idea. There's nothing to do. Let's design a game. Oh, everyone likes this. Okay, sweet. Let's put it out there.
It was a little more than that, but we were playing games in the house, and before you knew it, we started dabbling with our own ideas. So it was fun.
That's really
now-
cool.
Yeah. So that really, I always, while I loved working on film, and I was always working on chasing on films I wanted to see and stuff, I got into this because, like I said, I wanted to do comic books initially, because I wanted
Yes.
to tell my own stories and create my own characters. So doing that card game really kind of reminded me how much I love doing my own thing, and I always talked about doing my own thing. So now I'm working on my own comic book series, which I'm looking to get out there pretty soon. The Old Man and the Omnipotent. It's I started sharing quite a bit of artwork on TikTok, a little bit on Instagram, and I just started putting some. I have my landing page on my website for it, but I'll start sharing some artwork for it pretty soon here.
What's the story? Or are you not telling anyone that just yet?
That'll be coming out soon, but it is a sci-fi space opera fantasy story. I'll more to come.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Yeah.
It's basically like I've told you a lot of my inspirations and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's really, really colorful, bold, in the 90s comic book sense of like bold artwork and bold colors, and very, very character driven story that I'm excited to get out there.
So from your inspirations, it's a vigilante dinosaur in space. Amazing. But I suppose it must be quite nice though, working 20 years in movies and doing this sort of stuff. It must be nice to just like flex some different muscles, but still get to do what you love in art.
Yeah, I working in visual effects, you're always kind of, the tasks were always different, whether it's a stadium, whether it's a creature or a character or set extension, you're always kind of, unless you choose not to, like there was always different challenges in terms of the content and the type of work. I mean, I've worked on car commercials, I've worked on all sorts of different things that flex different muscles, as you said. But the one thing, funny, I just actually posted this, like the one out of all my passions and interests, the one thing that never kind of faded was my love for comic book art. So I worked on a lot of different comic book movies. That was a lot by choice. I was often pursuing, like, I want to get on that one, I want to get on that one. So now coming back to the actual comic book has been a lot of fun, because I'm bringing all that experience and knowledge to a comic book, where so I'm not just like doing it the traditional way, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm doing, like, for the most part, all CG, and then I'm painting on top of it and just really pushing it as hard as I can, to try to make. I want to make the best visual that I can. It's taking a lot longer than it should doing it that way, but that's not the point. The point is just it's just a passion I have for my art, and in some ways it's a double-edged sword because after so many years, you know how it could be better, so you spend that much more time on it.
But it's like a full circle moment, isn't it? It's like you've come back round from when you first started loving comics to get into the movies, and now you're back doing your own comics now.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Like you start working on.
So
I remember like I hadn't worked on a sequel. I had worked on so many different movies. I had opportunities to, but I always wanted to do something different. I didn't want to work on Spider-Man 2, but then I worked on a Pirates movie, and then I worked on another Pirates movie, and then before long I worked on 3 Spider-Man movies, and it was like, oh wow. And obviously there's been a bigger push. Not I have nothing against sequels. I love them as a fan, but as an artist, I wanted different challenges. So yeah, the years went by and I was just getting older and older and older, and I realized we did that card game, like I said, and it's like if I'm gonna do this, I need to do it. I don't want to be the guy that says I wish I did. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get this done. So, but yeah, it does feel great, full circle to come back.
awesome. Love that. Just randomly, what's the most underrated VFX scene you've ever worked on?
That I've worked on?
Yeah. Underrated though, one that's like should get way more than it does.
I don't want to say anything's underrated. I think because it's kind of that duality that you talked about before. There's visual effects that you don't even know were there. So
Yeah.
I think underrated is a good thing because you don't even know we were there in the first place.
I probably worded it worse. Yeah, I think I worded it. I should have worded that way better than I did. Sorry, Mark.
No, it's all good. So when when you mentioned Rock of Ages, the first film I worked on, I thought you were going to say, because you said it was invisible, was I worked on American Hustle, and we did a bunch of shots in that are, I believe, completely invisible. Now they're not like super complicated shots, but when you see the original material, the work was definitely difficult. Like there was a hotel in New York City. I'm drawing a blank of what it was, the name of the hotel at the moment, but there's giant scaffolding on it. There's no blue screen and green screen, and the actors are just walking in front of the head and stuff, and we had to remove all the scaffolding. So I'm really proud of that work and the team that I worked with on getting that done. And Rock of Ages, very similar type stuff, but underrated. Sorry, that's a tough one.
Nah, it's all good. Just forget I said
I
anything.
love it. I love it when people don't know that we did anything, and that reminds me, I guess, on a lot of the Marvel stuff, especially on my first few projects there, Ragnarok and Spider-Man Far From Home. There's a lot of invisible effects in those as well. There's a lot of obvious, like that's a visual effect, and some of them don't hold up as much, but there's a lot of invisible work with those films too. You would never know. Like stitching different plates together and replacing backgrounds and stuff out that you would like in some ways shouldn't have been a visual effects in the first place, but just based on the way things fell into place, the film was better for continuity or whatever, reshoots and this and that. So there's tons of invisible effects in every film these days that people don't know. It's only when you see it that it's bad, right? That's what we were talking about.
I love that. Like I said, I've never thought of it that way. Good CGI or visual effects is stuff you can't even tell is there because it just blends in so perfectly.
The original Jurassic Park movie, I still think for the most part that holds up amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was such a like planned and thought out the way they did it. There's only, I think, 60 something visual effects shots in that. There was a lot of obviously animatronics and practical, and there's an amazing balance between the two. But it wasn't, they didn't shoot it and then figure it out. Like there was a real plan there.
Absolutely.
And some real talent, obviously, that put that together.
Absolutely. I actually think the original holds up better than the new ones, and that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, so there's the answer to your question. What's the most underrated? I would have to say the original Jurassic Park film. I still think is outstanding. Some of the films from around that time, some of the first, like Apollo 13, the work Digital Domain did. I think outstanding. There's some outstanding stuff in there when you have a blend of miniatures and visual effects. When you get the best of both worlds, there's some really cool work on Dante's Peak, as I mentioned. Some good stuff.
Dante's Peak, I forgot all about that film. Bloody hell.
What's that?
Dante's Peak, I forgot all about that film. That was a great film.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time, but I'll never forget just working in their Venice Beach location. In the parking lot, they had this giant bridge miniature that literally sat there for years and years and years, and it's just like corroding in the weather. And I would walk by it all the time, and I would think of those scenes because there's some really cool stuff.
That's amazing. Oh, Mark, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for taking the time out today. And like I said, I love learning more and gaining appreciation for this side of the work. I like to call it the unsung heroes of the movie industry because you really are. And it's absolutely amazing to learn more. Obviously, you talked about the comic. Is there any movies that you're working on at the moment that you could talk about, or are we just focusing on the comic at the moment?
At the moment, I'm focusing on the comic. Yeah. I did a little bit of work on the last Captain America film. It's called Bold and Brave, possibly. But what was that? What was it called? Sorry. Probably trimmed that part.
I liked it. I can't remember what it's called. Brave New World.
Brave New World. Yeah.
There we go. We got there eventually.
They did change the title.
Okay.
It's confused me. But yeah, no, at the moment I'm focusing on my book.
Amazing. Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful guest?
I do. I've got one more for you, Mark, before we let you go and enjoy the rest of your day, which is when you first started on this journey with your love of comics, getting into art, loving what you do and that sort of thing. Did you ever think this is where you'd be today?
No, for sure. Definitely didn't. I got so caught up in what I was doing, the years flew by. It was one job after the next. Oftentimes they overlapped. So I always wanted to do my own thing. I just couldn't believe when it felt like I just stopped and looked at my watch calendar and I was like, wait a second. So I thought, and I wish I did, take a break and work on my own stuff a lot sooner. So no, it's not the direction the industry's gone. I didn't necessarily see it going this way, as well as I didn't imagine I'd work on quite so many things, for sure.
Just quickly going back to the very beginning, we mentioned about loving our t-shirts. Are you wearing a Macho Man t-shirt?
Yeah, Randy Savage, absolutely.
Yes, I love that. I literally saw the name as you sat back. I was like, oh shit.
How did I not notice that the whole
That's
time
incredible. That is incredible. Your t-shirt is also amazing.
Yes.
I grew up in the 80s, so.
Best era of wrestling. Mark, where can people find you out in the world? Plug social medias, websites, wherever it may be.
It's marcrienzo.com, MarCrienzo.com, and then all my socials are just Marc Rienzo. So I made it really easy. It's the same thing in every place. I post mostly on TikTok though, a little bit on Instagram and LinkedIn, but most stuff is on TikTok. If you really want to see what I'm doing, the book that I'm working on, find me on TikTok. I share lots of art there, different sorts of things. That's been my focus. And awesome.
Amazing. Again, Mark, thank you so much for taking the time out. It really does mean the world. It's been so much fun talking to you today.
Thank you, guys. I enjoyed it as well.
Glad we finally got to get it done after 3 years.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's been so much fun. Really appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll catch up soon.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. It's fun.
Take care, Mark. See you later, my friend.
Thanks
Take
so
care.
much,
Bye-bye. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast. I will say this to begin with. I want to apologise for lying to you all last week. I want to apologise for saying that this is the Chronicles of Kitty because it's not.
Yeah.
Sadly, we had to have that interview moved due to illness within the band, which is fine. Like, hopefully they're all okay, and hopefully we will bring you the Chronicles of Kitty at some point in the future. But welcome to the 187th edition, the Chronicles of Marc Rienzo. I hope I said that correctly. Rienzo. So yeah, it's going to be another wonderful edition as always this week. But I feel that because he was the birthday boy on Sunday, I feel we need to jump straight in and join us for Callum Streetchins.
Yeah.
Do you want to know something? Callum will be able to tell you in Callum's Treachings.
Is cereal soup?
Ooh.
I thought it was only fair. It was his birthday Sunday, so hopefully if you all wish to happy birthday, thank you so much. If you're doing it right now, happy belated. Thank you very much as well. He hears you all loud and clearly and he thanks you all. Absolute legends. But Jamie.
Yes, sir.
What is Callum teaching us this week?
A planned encore isn't really an encore. It's just part of the set.
Yeah, I've never understood. I've never got it. Like, we all used to love it back in the day. But I didn't TikTok start this thing where it's like, oh my God, look at this trend they've started or something. Wasn't that a thing? Where they were like, or I can't remember. There was something to do with the fact that they came back on. But the one that blew my mind the most was Alexis on Fire at Trees this year. We were like, they've left early. Amazing. They're obviously going to come back and... Where are they?
Yeah, they're not... It's a weird. I've always had this weird thing of encores. I like it because it feels like it's part of the show. Like it's quite a cool thing. Everyone chants the band's name, and at the same time, I'm like, this is fucking pointless.
No, Alexa Fire did an encore for the first time ever at a festival. I got it the wrong way around. They went off, and then everyone was like, "The fuck is going on?" And then they came back and played 3 more songs. You're like, why? It's a festival.
Why?
Like festivals never do that. You just play a set and go.
I forget. Yeah, some headliners do, I guess. But yeah,
do they at festivals?
I think so. It's weird because it's not really a thing anymore. It's really odd. I can't. Only like a handful of gigs I've been to in recent history.
You're right, you were trying to summon a cobra or something.
Yeah, just good words are failing. I went to talk and my mouth just went blah.
Okay.
But yeah, plus it's always obvious because they play a song and you're like, you haven't played your last song. You're like your most famous song. You're not going to fuck off without playing that song. Just come on, crack on.
I feel that some bands struggle sometimes with the amount of discography they have. If they have like a big back catalogue, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
They have all the back. I read a story yesterday. Blink-182 have now surpassed the amount of people in the world with streams.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they've gone over 10 billion streams.
Wow.
I know.
No disrespect to them. I love Blink, but not the band I thought would take over the world of that. Fucking hell.
Come on. Absolutely.
I know, but when you got artists in the world like the Beatles, Michael Jackson and shit like that, I automatically thought it'd be one of them sort of things. But
I see what you're saying, but there you go. Yeah. So unless they already did it and no one noticed.
Maybe. Well, the older generation, like, I still listen to my vinyl and my cassettes of those bands. I don't listen to Spotify.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to have me some soup later for lunch.
You and your fucking soup.
But I love soup, mate. I know it for ages. But yeah, I always find that doing encores now, I mean, when we saw Baby Metal, they did it. But we left because obviously London Underground, you don't want to be left with all those millions and millions of people. And mine was gutted because Karate was in the encore. And I was like, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. But then it would have taken us 15 hours to get home. So, which I can't be asked with. But yeah, I mean, it's cool, isn't it? Because the bands get to go off and have their 5-minute right. Have water, drink, whatever they want to do, a costume change. I don't know how Electric Callboy do it so quickly, but when they costume change throughout the entire set, it's amazing how fast they do it. They must have like musical theatre people there like
It's like people insult artists like Britney and Taylor Swift and all that sort of stuff. But to me, I'm like that. I'm like, how the fuck did they get changed that fast? Like, fair play. You've managed to like get changed really fucking quickly.
Doesn't Taylor Swift dive off her stage through a hole?
I think I saw a clip of that. Yeah, she does something
Yeah,
like
so
that.
I love that she had Travis, her now fiance, Travis Kelce, be a dancer in a suit at one of her London Wembley shows. That was quite funny.
I didn't
He's an
know
American.
that.
He's an American football player. He's not a fucking. I mean, but the fact that he wants to get involved, I think, is quite nice.
I suppose she can't really get involved in what he does because she'd probably get completely
No, she
mullered.
dies.
So,
Yeah. She gets involved by downing pints. That made me laugh at the Super Bowl, to be fair. Like, all these grown men like, oh my God, why is Taylor Swift at the NFL? But then at the Super Bowl, not the one gone, the one before, 58, and she was necking that pint in the state, and everyone was going, chug, chug.
I've seen that. I remember that.
But anyway, yes, long may the encore keep going. I think that was part of the set list, but still.
As I say, pointless, but I like it. It's part of the show.
I would love it if someone did the double dupe and went off a second time and then came back and was like, what? That'd be amazing. Has anyone ever done that?
I'm pretty certain I've seen a band do that. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty certain I've seen that.
And have do like one massive song last.
Yeah, I think that's what they did. Like, they came out, did their big single, and then went, and then everyone was still cheering. They came out and did, like, I think it was a cover song. Oh, who was that?
I don't know. You have to research it, won't you?
I've been to that many fucking gigs, I can't remember.
Anyway, Jamie, what else is Callum teaching us this week?
Of all the advancements in modern medicine, a bag of frozen peas is still a solid piece of medical advice.
Oh, we have all these life-curing medicines. We have all these implements that could fix your knee and fix your elbow and fix your neck. But you know what's best for you right here is you go home, you get yourself a big bag of fucking bird's eye garden peas and you fucking put that on your ankle and you're fucking sorted. It fixes everything. It's a miracle cure, that's what it is. But if frozen, not carrots. Don't be using carrots now. They're dangerous, okay? Don't be using any other vegetable because that will break it even further. You want to be using foot garden peas. Get your petit pois out. Get your fucking French bastards out, and they will fucking sort you right out, I tell you.
You beat me to it. I was going to say that. Why is it always peas? It could be any frozen food, but it's always peas every time.
I love it. I love the idea of some frozen counter, like, oh, there's no peas left, but there's some peas in that frozen vegetable mix steam bag pack. I'm gonna have to risk it. He didn't say about cauliflower, broccoli, and carrot, but we're gonna have to take the risk, Sharon. We're gonna have to take them.
Doctor, it didn't work. It must have been the broccoli.
I told you peas, didn't I? I didn't tell you anything about fucking broccoli or cauliflower. They're dangerous. You're meant to consume them, not wear them.
It's funny because literally the other day while I was at work, someone turned around to me and said, have you tried putting a bag of frozen peas on your neck? Every fucking suggested. No, because cold doesn't work. I got told that last time.
Oh, boo. I bet you Pete. I bet the answer to all of this is frozen peas.
I might go find out in a minute.
A bit of bird's eye. Bit of, get the not the colonel, that's KFC. What's he called? It's not a fisherman. What is like the head fisherman called? Like, what are they? Sea captain. That's what I can. Yeah.
It's Captain Birdseye.
It's Captain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I know my numbers. What a moronic thing to say. I'm so sorry. I felt like my brain was like, it just keeps going and going and going. Like, yeah.
You spent so much time with me now. You're getting just basic things fucking wrong.
Oh, fuck's sake. I haven't started to call them epiods yet, so we're all right.
No, we're good. We're good.
But yeah, I reckon frozen peas cures everything.
I wonder if that's a British thing, or is that something everyone does?
I want to know where it originated from. Old wives' tale, probably. They're like, oh, just fucking throw some peas on it, you'll be fine.
Probably.
So...
And then you get annoyed because your peas are defrosted and you need them for dinner and they fucking have to go in the bin.
What are you eating there? And they went, no, why did you throw them in the bin if they're defrosted? Put them in the fridge.
The whole giant bag of peas.
You get peas in fucking cans, for fuck's sake.
That's a fair point, yeah.
Grim. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, delicious. Oh, so fresh, these tinned peas here. So fresh.
Tinned vegetables, yeah, they're not the one. Apart from sweet corn, tinned sweet corn's fine.
Yeah, that is odd.
Yeah,
But you can get frozen sweet corn though, can't you?
yeah.
How does corn on the cob come fresh? I don't even know why I'm having this conversation, to be honest with you. I don't know why we're having fucking vegetable conversation at 10:30
I
in the
don't know,
morning.
but now think about it though, like canned sweet corn, that's perfectly fine and acceptable. When you said, "Oh, tin of carrots," oh, not for me, that one, not for me. Oh
No,
no.
I don't.
Yeah.
I think because you look at mushy peas and you go, I mean, mushy peas are delicious.
No.
Absolutely delicious. It's just a pea squashed.
Yeah, it tastes different though. It
No, it doesn't.
does, not for me. Yeah.
No, okay. Oh, it's really weird, right? I ate peas that were delicious, but it tastes like pea. I'm a mushed pea. It fucking just tastes like fish. I'm fucking well confused.
Say it tastes like fish.
It's so fucking weird. Like it's mushy pea, but it just tastes like shit. I don't understand. It's just someone just taking a massive poo in here after eating a lot of green food colouring.
Oh. I swear my
anyway.
mum used to make a curry with mushy pea.
What?
Yeah, I swear she used to make a curry and one of the ingredients in it was mushy peas. Random flashback moment.
I think that's illegal. I remember my sister's housemate used to make lasagna with baked beans.
I love lasagna and I love baked beans, but those two together, that don't
Mate,
sound right.
it works.
Really?
It works. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's lasagna. It wasn't spag bol. No, it's lasagna. Was it lasagna? Yeah, it was lasagna. Yeah, it was. It was just, yeah, delicious. Anyway. And finally, Jamie, what is Callum teaching us this week?
Any media with the slightest noticeable bit of editing will now likely get claimed as AI.
Shit, are we AI?
Yeah, we are. We actually are.
I'm just going to have to do what Ethan says and stop editing.
Completely. That's it. Game over.
Just put it up as it is. That'll do.
Yeah. It's really shit now. It's really hard to actually decipher what's real and what's not.
Yep.
It's really hard to work out stories. You go, oh my God, that's wild. And then you're like, oh, it's not real.
It's weird because some AI, like you say, is really fucking realistic. And then others, you're like, wow, that couldn't be any more AI if it fucking tried.
Yeah.
Like,
it's got 6 fingers.
Yeah. Like, I know we like to shit on the guy, but did you see the video that Trump put out after the Charlie Kirk thing? That was not Donald Trump. No way in fucking hell.
I wish he never was and never is and never. Yeah, but there we are.
That was it creeped me out. I thought, more than he normally does.
Yeah, we don't even need to talk about him.
No.
But he's the king of fake news. And he's the king of screaming it as soon as someone goes against him. He doesn't like it, and people moronically just follow like sheep. Like, yeah. See, he right. Make America gay again. Get in the bin.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we won't go into that story either because I think it's scary.
It's very
scary how much the world has changed, and
yes,
now you say one thing and people want to kill you and attack you, and you're like, what?
That
so
sounds like
no
one of those
opinions here,
stories.
boys,
No
girls.
matter what side of it you sit on, someone's going to be pissed off. So let's just leave it to fuck alone.
It started talking about it at work yesterday. They started talking about the flags, and I was just like, no, I'm all right. Anyway, moving on. So, did you know that sweet corn is yellow? Blows my mind every time.
And comes in tins.
Yeah. What was the treat? Oh, AI news. Yeah, things that come in but be busted as AI. But yeah, I mean, I can't add any funny shit to that because it's just. I remember when social media, when Facebook used to be to talk to your mates and actually hang out and speak to people, and now it's adverts galore, and then you don't know what's real and what's not. It's all like. It's hard now to even see the amount of friends I have, and I imagine you have, and you don't see their posts anymore.
Nope.
No one wants to say what's on their mind anymore. It's just here's a load of shit.
Yep, it is. And the amount of when you do finally see things, they're from fucking days ago.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, but they'll
It's
make
really
sure
weird.
they advertise me some dodgy ass product.
Yeah. Anyway, Callum, mate, thank you so much. We appreciate you massively as always. Thank you so much, and a massive happy birthday, my friend.
Absolutely.
From Sunday. Obviously, I spoke to you Sunday anyway, but still, this is the birthday edition for Callum, so I thought we'd get you in straight away first and foremost. Jamie,
Yes, my friend.
you know how much you love a weird championship.
I do.
Okay, well, Tom's going to bring you another.
Ah, yeah.
Well, bring you another from what Kelly sent me before she goes, I sent you that. So, yeah. Anyway, welcome to the Worm Charming Championships.
Okay, I know I heard you correctly, but please run that by me again.
I know that whatever that I mentioned Cobra Charming earlier that they do in India and that sort of thing with the pipe. I think we got jealous and decided to charm worms. But do you know how we're charming the worms, Jamie? By banging on the ground.
What?
Yeah, so the Worm Charming Championships are competitive events most famously held in Williston, Cheshire and Falmouth, Cornwall, where participants try to attract the most worms to the surface of a plot of land within 30 minutes. Competitors use various techniques to create vibrations that mimic rain, such as twanging garden forks, playing musical instruments, or stomping. Yeah, because stomping mimics rain. The goal is to lure the worms to the surface, and the winner is the one who collects the most worms, which are then released after the event.
Why?
I know. I know. And it's quite popular.
Is it?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
What's the fuck? I don't even... What?
I know. How do you even get into this? Litter picking was mental, but the city clean and everything. But I bet you fucking worms are led. How do they know what plot of land to go for? How do they know where most worms live? Anyway, she imagine being a worm, led there like, oh, buddy, I'll get a line. Work was so busy yesterday. I get a fucking line tomorrow. I'm so excited. I can't wait for my line. I've been needing it. Sheila, I've needed this for years. I tell you, I can't. Oh, love get a little tuck in. Oh, it's beautiful that. Anyway, and then that, love you. I'll see you tomorrow. And then all of a sudden, people start banging on the fucking ground and going mental, twanging things and like trying to. Yeah, it's fucking. Sheila, I'm trying to get me. What's going on? We're fucking. It's world ending or something. It's world ending. Jesus Christ, I'm fucking trying to sleep here. You want? Oh, and of course you want me to go have a look, don't you? You want me to go have a look what's going on? Of course you do. You stay in here, look after kids. You stay look after. I'll go and have a look and see what's going on. Honey, what the bloody hell is what the fuck's that? Puts his head up and someone stomps down to, you know what I mean?
I don't know at the end.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
I feel like at the end they set them free. I'm like, yeah, but how many of them did they fucking kill by stomping on the ground in the first place?
Exactly. And how do you release them? Like, go, my pretties. And it just lays there, like, just very slowly slithers away. Worms are odd, man. They just look like a big plaster.
I've never heard them described as a plaster, but I completely get what you mean. Yeah,
yeah, like it's just a long, thin plaster. Like it's odd.
That's a great description. They really are really, really weird, aren't they?
You don't see faces or anything. It's just like a long pink thing.
They are very odd.
The fact that they can regenerate some. Well, I don't know if that's true or not.
Isn't it? You cut them in half, yeah,
and they can regenerate into two.
Oh, but do you reckon some bastards cheating at the tournament? Like, cut them all in half. Like, look, I got twice the amount.
Okay, Anti-Warren Thompson, like, you know, they cut like spring onions and stuff as fast as fucking possible. Oh, you've got loads of little baby tiny ones there. That's amazing, that is. Look how small they all are. Hiding the butcher's blade behind his back. Yeah, oh yeah, I did a great job there. Great job, that. Unbelievable. They always came at once. It was crazy.
Can I just say, Anthony Warren Thompson, of all the chefs you could come up with, that's where your brain went.
Yeah, he's an alcoholic, isn't he?
I was going to say, I haven't heard that name in years.
Yeah, he's not on TV anymore. He was the small, rotund, blonde head guy. Yeah.
Isn't he the guy who got fired for stealing Tesco sandwiches or some shit?
I think so. And isn't he an alcoholic?
Possibly. I don't know.
It was the first person that came to my head.
Of all the chef names that came to head, I was like,
I just went to obscurity. Like, fuck Gordon. You know, don't worry about all the other ones. They've now forgotten every chef going. I was going to say Martin Steen. That's not right, is it? Who's the Steen one?
There is someone named Steen. He's a fish guy, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah,
Michael? Richard? I don't know. There's too
Oh,
much.
I have
There's
no
so many now.
idea.
Like I could have gone Nigella Delia. You know what I mean? And
Anyone.
my brain just went to Steen. That's it.
No first name, just
Just
Steen.
Steen. Yeah. Gary Rhodes, but obviously he passed away sadly.
Yeah, he did. I forgot about that. Jesus.
Did he commit suicide?
Possibly. I remember
Yeah,
he passed away though. Yeah.
Yeah, mental. Absolutely. I used to love his wild hair on children's TV back in the day.
Oh, good old TV show.
He's obviously a huge Static X fan.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's definitely what it is. Anyway, Jamie, I feel like we need to add this event to our world tour.
I was going to say this has got to go on the world tour because that I need to see in person.
The goal is to charm or encourage earthworms to the surface of a designated plot of land. So what if they're not earthworms? What if they're slow? I'm guessing you get disqualified. The method is to create vibrations through the soil.
Okay.
We knew the method, the techniques, obviously the twanging, the playing of musical instruments, the stomping and jumping, or using a football.
Using a football?
Apparently, you're allowed to rake. Isn't that cheating? Because you're just pulling the ground away.
Yeah. Wake up, Dave. Wake up.
Thank you. The time limit is typically 30 minutes. The competitors have designed a plot of land, often 3 by 3 meters or 10 by 10 feet, to work on. The worms are carefully collected into a suitable container. The competitor who collects the most wins. It started in 1980. Wow. It's been a fixture for over 40 years, attracting global media and participants. Would you know? Mental. It highlights the importance of worms and soil health.
Okay.
Only in those two areas. We don't care about soil health anywhere else. Just Williston and Falmouth. We don't care about anywhere else. Yeah. As long as their soil is healthy, we are happy. It's considered a unique and eccentric tradition, often featured in the media, and the Williston event is a fundraiser for a local primary school.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. There are some benefits to it. Okay. I like it.
Interesting.
This is where I fucking love the UK because we just come up with the weirdest fucking things that are so painfully British.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Yes, that's going on the world tour. Gotta go.
It's got to go in there. Thank you, Kelly, for sending that over to me. My love, I appreciate you. Thank you for filling my TikTok with the most randomest of shit. A lot of videos I still yet to watch. There's probably way more in there.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad it's not just Becky then.
What?
I said, oh, look, TikTok, 15 messages, all from the wife. Yeah.
Yeah. And all of random videos that are probably not hilarious.
No. And I've already seen. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always the way. But we go from the weird and wonderful to the weird.
Okay, just weird now.
Okay. Welcome to Story Time with Tom. So, this is a story from 2019. This is right before COVID. And if this is a kink, and that's fine.
Oh, God.
That's entitled to anyone. This, I feel, is probably just a bit too far.
Okay.
Anyway, a surgeon had both his legs amputated to fulfill a sexual fetish. Okay. Back in late July, I shared the story of his literal name is Hopper, might I add.
Oh my God.
I shared the story of Neil Hopper with you. Hopper is a highly respected vascular surgeon from Cornwall, England, despite needing both of his legs amputated after they had rotted away due to sepsis. It turns out he froze his own feet using ice and dry ice in 2019, deliberately causing irreparable damage. He then told doctors he was in severe pain, letting them believe it was sepsis, and agreed to the double amputation. This is all a part of Hopper's long-standing sexual fascination with amputation and body modification, as the court later heard. His own feet, to him, were an unwelcome extra.
What?
It gets weirder. Some of the videos he had in his possession included men voluntarily undergoing genital mutilation. His fraudulent insurance claim netted him more than £466,000, money he told a friend he planned to milk. It wasn't just about the cash, though. Hopper enjoyed the attention his story received, playing the role of the brave surgeon turned patient in media appearances, all whilst hiding the disturbing mutilation fetish that drove him to this point. The Royal Cornwall Hospital Trust, where Hopper worked for a decade, insists no patients were harmed and that external review found no misconduct in his surgical decisions. Good, because normally that's also part of it.
Yeah.
A Southwest-based law firm has reported that several former patients are now questioning whether their life-altering surgeries were vital or if they were all part of one surgeon's grotesque fetish. He admits he regrets the fraud, but he doesn't regret the amputations. To him, life without legs was the dream. Kids' dreams don't just come true. You have to make them come true. Could you... Oh, do you know what, love? I'm fucking sick of these. I'm sick of the fact that I can walk around freely. It does my fucking head in. I want them gone.
I'm actually speechless, which isn't very good for a podcast, but I don't. What the fuck do you say to that?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Take me legs, take me. Oh, look at the saw going through bone. Bloody hell, that's lovely.
Why would you look at your feet and go, I don't need these anymore?
But people are into that sort of thing, aren't they? Like decapitations and that. Just, I for one couldn't watch them. Like, I just, but people have their kinks, don't they? That's what they're into.
I guess. I suppose he's hurting himself and not others, I guess.
Well, it was proven that he didn't hurt anybody else, which is good.
Okay, so
like that, yeah.
I'm trying not to kink shame, but I'm also trying to understand this because it's fucking weird. What?
Why would you want to lose your own legs?
Yeah.
But then you've been given prosthetics, so you've still got legs.
Hold on, so we had prosthetics put on?
He's got the blades.
So what the fuck was the point then?
I don't know. This is what I mean. Maybe this is the part we don't get because we're not into this sort of thing.
Unless he had a kangaroo fetish and he wanted to be like one, so he got those things. Other than
You
that,
can't
I'm
bounce on
lost.
those though. They're blades that you can run on, aren't they? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'll send you the photo for this, so everyone can see it.
That's fucking weird.
I was just a bit like, as you do. Like, just like one day, I woke up and decided I don't need legs anymore. Bollocks to it. I'm sick of walking and running around. It's pathetic that. I've had enough of these bastards. So is he eventually going to lose get his arms off as well, and then I just be a body?
How far does he plan to go with this?
You know, people that are born with no arms and with like no arms and legs, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Is he jealous of those people? Is that what he wants? I don't know. It's just a bit strange.
I'd love to understand the mindset. Just
what made me laugh though was everyone in the comments was like, as if his name's fucking Hopper.
I know, yeah.
That's what we're taking away from this, is it?
Yeah, forget everything about what he's done. The fact his name's Hopper and he cut his own legs off. Fucking brilliant.
Well, he didn't cut them off. He destroyed them with dry ice. I mean, the pain must have been.
Oh, I was going to say.
Neil.
Surely there's other ways to achieve this.
Yeah, but they're not going to remove them willy-nilly, are they?
Well, no. Surprised he didn't try and do it himself as he's a surgeon.
Yeah, but you can't because you can't see what's going on.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, wild. Absolutely. This country is sometimes, you look at it and go, why do I fucking live in? And you see stuff like that and you go, wow, that happens here as well.
I was thinking that if you'd started that with Florida man, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
But Cornish man, it hasn't quite got the same ring to it.
How are you, my friend? How's your neck?
I'm in fucking agony, I'll be completely honest. Yeah, it's not been a fun time, but I'm powering my way through it. I'm trying not to show it on the show, but I'm in a lot of pain. But yeah. Yeah, this sucks. It really does suck. I went to the doctors yesterday. No, I went to the doctors last week. They gave me diazepam. They're like, muscle relaxants. This will help. And I was like, thinking back to the last time I had this, I went, no, they fucking won't. But I ran the course. Didn't help in the slightest. Went to the doctors yesterday for a follow-up. And he basically gave me the doctor's equivalent of, he hasn't got a clue. But it's basically the muscle in the right side of my neck is ridiculously tense. Like, the doctor I saw originally touched my neck and just went, Jesus Christ, that's tense. So I'm currently on naproxen and cocodamol for the pain. He's basically advised me to go pay for a deep tissue massage.
Which
will probably make me cry, but if it works, I'll take it. and said afterwards, when this has gone away, to go see a chiropractor, as it's the second time I've had it. But it's fucking horrible. Any movement hurts. I was cutting a cheese sandwich for the kid yesterday. That hurt because it's all like connected to my arm and my shoulder, and it would be my right fucking arm when I'm right-handed, wouldn't it? I've been sleeping on the sofa because I can't, because I'm such a fidget ass in bed. I'm constantly rolling and lying on it, and I'm hurting myself. So I've just managed to prop 2 pillows in a very weird way and sleep on the sofa because I can't sleep otherwise. Yeah, it's pretty shit, to be honest with you. But
So Kelly had this issue, and she went to a masseuse / chiropractor, and she's been all right.
yeah,
She was having the same problems, and she couldn't turn her head or anything.
it's fucking horrible.
So it's. I was going to say to you, I think you just need to go get it massaged.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It's going to be horrible. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be horrible.
Yeah, but the doctor said, because I was trying to still go to work. I didn't want more fucking time off work. But even doing the desk job, which is literally typing and answering the phone, it was killing me.
Remind me how this happened again. How does this even begin?
I woke up with it. Was it? I just woke up with it.
Okay.
I had literally no idea what caused it. Like, I was going through all the stuff with the doctor. He was like, "Did you do this, 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 this?" I was like, literally, I'm always moving around. Even when I'm on a desk, I'm getting up and walking around. I'm a fidget ass, so I'm not like seizing up or anything. Like, I literally no idea what I could have done to cause this. I've not had an injury or nothing. I've no idea.
Weird.
It's very fucking odd. But he's basically said to me, until it subsides, don't go to work. Don't do anything. You're going to hurt yourself. Don't make it worse. Just rest, take painkillers, and hope it should go away. I'm on the strongest painkillers, fucking naproxen, and they're touching it a little bit, but not a massive.
I think you just need to get it massaged.
Yeah, I'm going to look into it. I've already looked at a few places. I just need to book it.
Yeah, they're going to have to get their thumbs right in there, mate.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you.
No, I'm probably going to cry. But
yeah. You're gonna have to lay in bed and like take it.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, it sucks, quite honestly. But there we are.
But it'd be so worth it in the end. Trust me.
Yeah, I know.
Well, they bruised Kelly, so
fuck.
Yeah. So it's Prepare yourself.
Yeah. 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 But it's fun, I guess.
Is it?
No, it's not.
Why did you just say?
It's one of those when you don't know what to say. It's just like, I'll just say something stupid.
I've lost the entire right side of my body. Fucking hell, fun though.
It's fucking awful. Like, I went to see the kids last week, and I was like, this train ride is gonna hurt. The first train, like from mine to town, I was all right. I was like, I'll be all right. I'll be fine. And then I got the cross-country train from New Street to Cheltenham Spa, and I thought I was going to fucking pass out by the time I got to the other end. It's not fun. Like, in the car, Olivia's got like this Lilo and Stitch neck pillow to like help her, like if she gets tired, sort of thing. That's mine now. I've been using that every time we're in the car because car journeys hurt. Yeah. This sucks.
I've got a neck pillow you can have. It's fucking massive. I'm being serious. I don't know why you're laughing.
I know. I found fucking Becky's pregnancy pillow to help me out.
We gotta have something. Hey, gotta have something.
Yeah, it sucks, but hey ho. Is what it is. What about you? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I kept forgetting it was a day off today. I kept thinking I was in work, and I was like, oh, I don't want to get up. I don't want to get up. And I was like, oh wait, I don't.
Hey.
It was weird. It was weird. It's like the subconscious was going, fuck, I better go to bed soon. I've got work tomorrow. I was like, no, I don't. It's beautiful. I love that. I keep, because my days off change in the week, every week. Yeah, so it's like, it's nice to go, oh, it's not Friday yet. Oh, but I'm not off Friday, I'm off Thursday. I love it. So I don't like it when I've got like 4 or 5 days to get through to the day off, but when it gets here, I'm like, yeah. And we always love a what, Jamie?
Daytime recording.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, we fucking do. You don't tell me the singing did that.
Just the movement. But do you know what? This actually, me doing that just reminded me of something I thought the other day. We were talking about pain earlier with the frozen peas. Why is it whenever we're in pain, we put our hand on it? This doesn't benefit me. I don't know why I do it. I instinctively do it.
I think it's a comfort thing, isn't it?
Maybe. I was thinking like when you get a bad back, you put your hand on your back, you're like, oh. Every time you hurt something, we just instinctively put our
Oh,
hand on it.
talking of bad backs, there's the cupboard with all our collections of glasses in at work is literally just by the base of my spine, on my lower back. So when I lean back on it, oh, mate, the
Oh,
euphoria, the
oh,
euphoria is unbelievable.
I can imagine actually. Yeah.
People who watch me just lean over the back of the glasses every now. What the fuck are you doing? I was like, yeah, just that. It's wonderful.
I'm just making everything right with the world again.
Yeah. So even though that massage is going to suck, it's going to be the best thing you ever do.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into it. Like I said, I've looked up a couple of places. I'm just gonna look at some reviews.
Yeah. No. Well, I don't look at reviews, man. Just go.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
people
scared.
are obsessed with them now. What did people do in the 90s do? They didn't have reviews to look at. They just had to go and see what happened. Google's told Sharon from Torquay. She said it was shit. Why she comes to Birmingham from Torquay? Don't fucking know. But basically, and then her from Brighton, bloody Louise from Brighton, she said it was fucking awful and all. But Brian from Utoxeter loved it.
Utoxeter?
Weird. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just full of people giving their random, giving their opinions on shit. Like it doesn't really matter all that much.
I think it's just because of the amount of pain I'm in. I want to make sure it's someone who knows what they're doing.
People are so obsessed with it now. Obsessed with customer reviews. Specsavers are obsessed with it. Like it's all people. It's because it's all people look at now. Mental to me.
Yeah. I mean, when I worked at the hotel, they're like, make sure you get them to leave a review. I was like, I don't ever leave reviews on anything ever. So why am I telling this fucker to do it?
Exactly. Just. Oh, I want to make sure that I get best place so I can for glasses. Oh, it's independent. It's 1,500 quid for an eye test. What, you're joking me, aren't you? Yeah, but you want the best. You want the best. So surely that's what you get if you pay for it. Mental.
Yeah.
So, other than severe pain and cutting cheese sandwiches, what have you been up to?
I've been a little bit busy. I've ran a couple of days, but like I said, I ended up going home sick. Went to go see the kids the other day. Didn't do a lot. I was a fucking zombie. That diazepam was knocking me out. I was sat there watching SmackDown with Lena, and I was like, just kept dozing off. She's like, "Dad, wake up." I was like, "Sorry, kid." So it knocked me completely senseless.
You don't
Watching
need diazepam to fall asleep.
I've got a lot better with that. Thank you very much.
I don't know. I don't see you anymore.
Watching wise, me and Becky are still plowing through The Rookie. We're on the last season. We've absolutely smashed through it. But that show made me have another thought the other day. What is it about TV shows and movies that make it look really easy to snap a mobile phone in half?
What?
Have you ever noticed it with like crime shows? Like, oh no, they could trace our phone. Like, launch it. Like, is it really that easy to snap a phone in half?
I think if you put it against the table and just smack the top of it, I think it is. Yeah.
Maybe, but they don't even do that, do they? They're just like.
I
don't know. I don't know. Just random thought that popped in my head. Other than what else have we been doing? I'm on WrestleMania from last year, WrestleMania 40 Night 2. Just about to start LA Knight and AJ Styles. One good thing about being off sick, I'm really catching up with this. And yeah, and I did something incredibly foolish yesterday. Well, I didn't think it'd be foolish, but it ended up being foolish. Basically, ages ago, Becky brought tickets to a gig, and they're standing, and I was like, right. These tickets cost us 155 quid. My neck is killing me. Yeah. So I was like, I'm not wasting this money. So I was like, what we'll do, as it's standing, we'll stand right at the back. And then I don't need to move my head much. I can just look forward. What she didn't realise is the ticket she brought was stage right. Or stage left, sorry. So we couldn't have been any closer to the fucking stage if we'd planned on it. So that hurt. I was looking down a lot and just moving my eyes up and stuff like that, but still, I was in fucking agony by the end of the night.
When was this?
Last night. So I thought.
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
yeah.
I forgot what day it was. What did you see last night then?
So last night I went to go see Busted versus McFly.
Okay.
And it was really fucking good. Busted were a man down. I don't know if you've heard. James has come off the tour because he's not well. His brother set in for a couple of songs though, which was quite cool. Yeah, it was really good. McFly are just a phenomenal live band, aren't they? Like, I forget how good they are.
155 quid
for 2 standing tickets, yeah. Right, I didn't realise that's how much you fucking paid for it.
Insane.
But gig tickets are not. She looked at pre-sale yesterday for Gorillas because they've announced the tour. 100 quid for seating.
Yeah, it's just nuts.
Fucking madness money. But yeah. So yeah, Busted McFly were great. I just wish I could have enjoyed it a bit more than I could because I was in agony. Amount of times I just had to put my head on Becky's shoulder and I was like, fucking hell, I can't do this. But yeah. Joy. But they were very good other than that. Yeah, that's pretty much about it, really. What about you? What have you been up to?
Fuck all, mate.
Fuck all.
So Rihanna in. Of course, like I always do. Exams are all finished. I think if I told you that were they finished last week?
No, I
They're
think
all
we had a
finished.
couple more.
Okay, they're all finished. They're all done. I'm just waiting for them
Hey,
to get marked. That's literally
amazing.
it. I've got 5 to get marked and then I'm qualified.
Fucking A.
Which is weird to me because I'd never thought I'd ever see this day. Me and Kelly obviously been spending a lot of time together. We were together Tuesday night to watch Arsenal Bilbao in the Champions League because she's an Arsenal fan. Well, her whole family are. So we watched them win 2-0. Aberdeen drew at the weekend, poorly. Just atrocious start to the season from my hometown. I'll jump into the NFL. Might as well.
Go on then.
So it was me versus Martin. The Steelers played the Seahawks on Sunday night, and we fucking lost. We were shit. We lost 31-17. There was a kickoff, right? So there's a new rule now where the ball's got to land between the 20-yard line and the end zone, but in between it can't land anyway. It's a foul if it lands before the 20-yard line, but it's a live ball if it lands in the end zone. Yada yada yada. Basically, our new running back was returner. The ball came flying over and it bounced and hit his shoulder, which means the ball is now live. And he stood and watched it run to the end zone. And he was like, "Oh fucking hell, yeah." And anyway, so what's next? As the Seahawks ran in and scored, and he was like, "It was weird." He's just like, "What? That was that live? Were it? Oh fuck." So yeah,
Surely he felt that hit his shoulder.
I don't think it just like tapped him. But obviously it makes it a live ball. So why the fuck is it running for? He just turned around, and looked, and went, "Oh shit, yeah, ball's in the end zone there." And then stood and waited. And then the Seahawks were all bombing down him. And it's like, wouldn't you go? Why are they all running at me?
What? Yeah.
But yeah. Weird. But yeah, we lost. And I was gutted. Fair play to Martin, didn't text me.
Okay.
I was expecting a bit of a barrage, but he didn't say a word. So, because I texted before, I went, "Good luck, mate. Hope it's a good game." And we were level, we were necking until that moment. We were fucking up. We were both fighting against each other's good. Fantasy wise, I got destroyed.
Oh, no.
Due to one player.
Oh, what?
So there was no way I could have caught him. I was looking at my bench players and everything. There's no way I could have caught the guy. But one of his players scored 42 points because he scored 3 touchdowns and he was unstoppable.
Fuck.
But the week before he did fuck all. I was like, of course he did. It's always the way. So I'm currently 1-1. I'm currently in 10th. I'm 10th out of 14 at the moment. But it's start to the season. I'm only 1 win away from the top half. It's all good. And I'm facing a guy that's 0-2 this weekend, so we're all okay. We're all fine. But yeah, me and Kelly just spent a lot of time together Sunday. We spent a lot of time together Tuesday night. Other than that, man, I'm fully up to date with AEW. Obviously, it's all out this weekend.
Yes.
I do feel that they're trying to smash some matches together just for the sake of it. I think there's a lot of injuries at the moment, so they're a bit like, let's have Big Bill versus Eddie Kingston for no reason.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know
I was
what I
like,
mean?
why
Like,
is he
just
calling
like-
him out? That's random.
Yeah, and so they're obviously going, "Oh shit, we haven't really got any there's no real the Briscoe MJF tables and tax TNT." I was like, that's quite a cool idea.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah. But like the only one I'm really interested in, it's so wild to me watching Carl Fletcher. As much as I hate the character, but I used to watch him as an 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid in a barn in Cheltenham.
Skinny with long hair. Now look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's fighting for the world championship, and you're just like, fair play. I'm gutted that obviously Matt Davis isn't around anymore. Like they've completely obliterated Aussie Open and stuff like that, and it's just what. But people move on. That's just what happens, isn't it? It's just the nature of the business, I suppose. So yeah, man, like it's just I'm trying my hardest to catch up with WWE. I'm in the middle of December. I'm at deadline, I think, now NXT. So I'm plowing. I'm fucking plowing.
Literally almost this year.
Yeah, exactly. I reckon with how short the shows are now, if I had some time to sit and watch them, I reckon I could like you being off work, I could blast through like a month or two in a space of like a week or two.
Yeah,
So
it's the shorter shows are a lot nicer to deal with, and there's
yeah,
less ad breaks and stuff with the Netflix stuff. So it's a lot easier, and they seem to flow better. I watched NXT yesterday from the night before,
yeah,
and it's a 2 hour show. Apparently, it felt like it was over in like 40 minutes. Like it was really quick.
yeah,
So I was quite happy with it.
yeah. But other than that, the Steelers are facing the Patriots this weekend. And I think Aberdeen have got a cup game against Motherwell. So with me, nothing. I'm just trying to get my exams finished.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we're planning to go to like Winter Wonderland in December. I got some holiday agreed, so I can go to Winter Wonderland in Windsor. Go see the Windsor Lights and go to Winter Wonderland in London. So stuff like that. So just got some plans in motion. But yeah, man, there's not really a whole ass for a lot to report.
I was gonna say same because I'm just sitting on my ass doing fuck all as much as I can at the minute to
that
rest.
sounds blissful.
See,
That
it's
sounds
not for
blissful.
me. I don't like resting. Or what I do is I sit there, I try and rest, my mind gets distracted, I go and do things and then pay for it afterwards because I'm in so much pain, which is exactly what I've done this morning.
The doctor told you that you had to stay and rest though.
Yeah, but I just can't switch off and
Well,
rest.
you're
I'm
gonna
a
have,
nightmare for
to
it.
start, aren't you? You're gonna have to
I know.
start. You're gonna have to.
Fucker for it. My own worst enemy. I just can't sit there. If I know someone needs doing, I sit there and I'm like, Danny's doing, Danny's doing, Danny's doing. And then I can't rest because it's playing on my mind too much.
Write a list and give it to her.
If you think that would work, you're a fool.
Listen, I didn't think it would work, but surely with the
You'd think so. No.
What's your single of the week?
Oh yeah. My single of the week this week comes from our good friends in Tribe of Ghosts. Their new song Forever Falling Upwards. This song is fucking great. Like, it's really good. Like, Becky's got those beautiful harmonies. Adam screams are in there. Oh, mwah. Beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely loved it. Like, these guys just get better and better and better. Like, oh, yeah. Really, really good. Have you indulged? Have you listened?
No.
No, fair enough. No. But no, everyone needs to go check out the new Tribe of Ghost single because it is really good. I just hope they do a new music video because I love their music videos.
I'm currently headphones-less at the moment because they broke.
Of course.
And I'm also data-less at the moment because the Wi-Fi here is atrocious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's difficult to... I've not listened to anything for ages, and it's really driving me nuts.
Oh, fucking hell. I can imagine, to be fair, because I know how much you listen to music, so yeah.
Yeah.
But
So I've been watching too much, trying to catch up with too much stuff when I get here to even sit and listen to anything, so...
So do you have a single of the week, then?
Yeah, well, of course I do. You know I do.
Okay,
I sent it to you. Yeah. Which obviously Archers have re-released Never Enough, but with our good friends in Our Virtue. So this really single with Tyler and Damien on it, and it's absolutely superb. So yeah, it's just a re-release of a single that was on their EP that came out previously. So two good friends of ours, Archers and of Virtue, because they're touring together, coming together to re-release their single Never Enough. So make sure you go listen to that right now, if you would, please.
It's such a cool idea, isn't it? Two bands are going to go on tour together. Let's release a song. Let's do something beforehand. That's such a cool idea. More bands should do that.
I agree.
It's a very good song.
But anyway, Jamie.
Yes, sir.
It's time for Tom's Journal.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Jamie, isn't it weird how an attractive face is the criteria by which we decide whether or not to lick the area a person pees from?
I mean, it's not wrong.
I mean, I fucking love it, but it's just one of those things where it's just like, that's so true.
Yeah.
You're like, nah. Yes.
Fuck's sake, that's... yeah.
Mother holding a newborn for the first time. Oh, look at you. You have my eyes. Father, and my smile. Arrogant, and you have my sword. Legolas, and you have my bow. Gimli, and my axe. Nurse, look, can we get security in here, please? They're fucking back again.
Oh, this fucking segment's gonna kill my neck.
Oh.
That feels like it should have been in a comedy sketch show. Of
Yeah,
some
I know,
point, 'cause
tell me,
that's
right?
gold.
That's so good. That's so good. Did you know, Jamie, that tomorrow is National Sex Day, and the only thing that I'm fucking is stupid?
Oh,
Oh.
for fuck's sake. We're free for free with clips for TikTok right now. This is great.
Don't join in. I know you probably won't anyway because you're in neck, but still.
Oh.
Really hope that finds you off Ocean Avenue, where I used to sit and talk with you. It's just one disappointment after another for me at the moment, Jamie. Dear Michael, in response to your recent letter, we are extremely sorry to hear the death of your Uncle Gus. Please accept our condolences and best wishes. Unfortunately, it will not be possible for us to implement your request to change the name of our business to R. Gus in your late uncle's honour. I hope you can appreciate that the logistics involved to make it impossible. We wish you and your family all the best. Yours sincerely, Argos.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Although Argos just does sound like a northerner talking about one of their friends.
Yeah, oh, Argos. Yeah, my mum does it. My mum does it all the time. To the point where people start taking the piss out of her and call her RL, because my mum's obviously Alison. Oh, it's RL. Oh, so funny. Jamie, I was in Asda today with 2 trolleys of ale when a little old lady got behind me in the queue. She only had a pint of milk. So I said, oh, is that all you got, love? And she said, yeah. So I did a decent thing and said, well, if I were you, I'd fuck off from the till. I'm going to be ages.
I mean, at least you gave her a heads up that it could be a while. There's still some gentlemanliness to it.
Exactly.
Fuck's sake.
Right, I've got another song for you.
Okay.
So don't join into this either. Okay. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? And I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep. I cannot dream tonight.
Fuck's sake. Fuck's... If I sing that every time I hear fucking Scooby-Doo now, I'm not going to be happy.
Nah, well, there you are. It just happens. It's the throes of life, mate. It's the way the cookie crumbles. Just gotta take it as it is. I've got a shark fact for you.
Okay.
Shark fact 16. Sharks cannot back into parking spaces.
Fuck's sake. It's been a while since we've had a true barrel scraper.
And finally, and I feel this would be an amazing audience participation challenge.
Okay.
Actually, Jamie, do you know what? I've unbrought you the horizon. Actually, do you know what? I've secured the veil. No. I'm going to fast forward your falling. Next time, I suppose you could tell me the fucking devil wears Gucci. That's it. I've disengaged the kill switch. And that was another edition of Tom's Journal.
What I love as well is all of those could work as answers for this week's audience participation.
Yeah.
Disengage the kill switch. Fucking bravo, sir.
Thank you.
Do you say you're empty now?
Yeah.
I have an empty journal. Ooh.
I know, it's weird. It's well weird. This has never happened.
The pressure's on for next week
I know.
now.
It's about getting into schools and talking to young people because, you know, I know that people can change. And it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely. Hey there, guys. We are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
The times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com.
Mr. Stevens. Mr. Stevens.
I suppose got it.
Stevens.
So we're going to get something nice and quick in so you don't have to keep hurting your neck. Which makes sense. This is Jamie's participation. Will you answer for me?
I like that. That was good. I don't know how I'm going to make this work. It's audience participation, audience participation, audience participation, it's audience participation time.
Nice. That works.
I managed that quite well, actually.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. Finally.
Yay.
Love it.
I knew Batman would save me.
Oh. Now it's time to participate in Jamie's challenge, bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to participate in Jamie's participation challenge.
This week I said tribute bands, amazing in concept, but sometimes the weirdest and funniest names. So I want to know, what's the greatest, funniest name you've ever seen for a tribute band? What say you, Mr. Stevens?
No idea.
Got nothing for this one?
Nope.
Now, this whole thing was inspired thanks to a poster for a festival. Someone actually gave the answer that amused me in one of these, so I can't even say the real. I'll name it in a bit, but I still think one of my favourite ones I ever saw was a Kiss tribute band called Snog. Fucking awful. So many things you could call it, but Snog. Who even says Snog these days?
I don't know. I don't think anyone does anymore. Unless you're going to watch Snog the Dog.
Snog the Dog?
Yeah, band.
I've never heard of them. There we are. Right, let's get some audience answers. Your other half, Kelly's getting involved. Says 2 I've seen. ABCD for ACDC. Brilliant. Or Flabber for AB.
Yeah, that's great.
Flabber. I can see it being portly people. Ben from Absolute Bedlam says Nirvanot. I like that. Not Slip. I like that too. And High on Maiden. I quite like that too. They're good. I give credit to Ben as well because it was his post I replied to and went, that'd be a great audience post. I was like, yes, it would. I like that. Che Kane says Max Sabbath was ace. Did you ever see Max Sabbath? They're the McDonald's characters who play Sabbath songs.
Okay.
Like I remember seeing a clip where Jack took Ozzy to go see them and his mind was just blown. I think they changed the lyrics to be about McDonald's as well. Very weird. Mally Malpass says there's a very current tribute band called Sleep Broken. That's good. I like that. Ben Gummery, Nick Cage against the Machine. I've seen that as well. They all dress as Nick Cage characters. It's fucking brilliant. Graham Arnold. The best I've ever seen was a Scottish Metallica tribute band called Mactallica. That's clever. That's clever. And a Slipknot cover called Slipknot. No K. If I was to start one, it would be called the Heebie-Jeebies, and we do heavy metal versions of Bee Gees songs. I like that. That's clever. That's clever. Helen Barrett gets involved. Richard Cheese's lounge mashup covers band Lounge Against the Machine. I forgot all about Richard Cheese. I used to listen to him loads back in the day. I think I've had like burnt CDs. It was that long ago. You know. Lou Wilson. The Oakley Dokleys, who were a Ned Flanders tribute band. I've never actually listened to them. I know of them, but I've
They're
never
heavy
actually...
as fuck.
Are they?
Yeah. There's no singing at all.
It's not?
No.
Fucking hell, I thought there'd be at least some singing. Imogen says, there's one performing near me soon called Oasis. Fuck's sake. That's awful. Jody Bro. Am I saying that right? Jody Bro? Says, there is a chap called Delvis down here. Fucking brilliant. And looking at the Teddy Rocks Festival lineup, this is one I mentioned, which really made me fucking laugh. A pendulum tribute band called Pretendulum. That is fucking Oscar Wilde-like wordplay. That is great. Pretendulum. Fucking superb. I absolutely loved that. And last but not least, this is utterly ridiculous. Nina Hewitson. There's a Crowded House tribute called Empty Flat.
That's great as well.
It's fucking superb. That really tickled me.
So that's genius. That's genius.
That's fucking genius. Empty Flat.
Well, thank you to everyone that participated in Jamie's challenge. We appreciate you as always. If you enjoyed Jamie's participation challenge, Tom's show, Callum's Treachings, the interview, and the go on, I guess they're still doing it, so we might as well support them in some way, shape, or form. And you enjoy the other 186 editions of the Chronicles of Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts from, be Google, Spotify, Apple, the usual places. The main two places we want you to come is all over social media at TCO Pod. It'll be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all them good places, Threads. That's all at TCO Pod. Or come and subscribe to us, hit the bell to get notified of videos released, and comment your heart's content on YouTube at the Chronicles of Podcast. That's all social media at TCO Pod, and subscribe on the YouTube at the Chronicles of Podcast. Go on, Jamie, before your net breaks.
I was going to say, I think that's going to be very soon. Before we get out of here, let's say a massive thank you to a few of our friends. Every single piece of music you heard on today's edition was brought to you by the wonderful singer-songwriter Matt Roberts. Go check him out, all social medias at Matt Roberts Music. Give him a follow on Spotify, Amazon, wherever you get your music from. And of course, we have to say a massive thank you to our friend Braden Barry. Go check out all his wonderful wheelings and dealings with his Amber Forest podcast. He's got his merch store, Anxious Ghost, and of course, his incredible music under Say We Can Fly. Go give him all the love and support you can, because he's just a wonderful human being and we love him so. And last but not least, we have to say a massive thank you to the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. They are stamping out prejudice, hatred and intolerance everywhere, and I mean everywhere. This is not a UK issue, it's a global issue where people of the alternative community are being treated differently simply because of the way we dress, the music we listen to, whatever it may be. Obviously, myself and Tom are huge members of the alternative community, so it only feels right to fly that flag and help them. So please help us and help them. Head on over to sophielancasterfoundation.com. Familiarise yourself with that story if you're unfamiliar with it. And while you are there, I want you to click on ACT. This is Alternative Communities Together. It's part of the National Lottery Fund, and we're simply want to help those people who have been treated differently because of the way they are dressed, the way they listen to, whatever it may be, simply because of being part of this community. So help us, help them. Do that right now. And last but not least, a massive thank you to this beautiful bastard right here.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Appreciate you. Another wonderful addition in the bag, Jamie.
A wonderful addition indeed. I'm sorry if I've not been on my game. I am in a lot of pain.
Mark, thank you so much for joining us. It's an absolute pleasure as always. Hopefully you all enjoyed Mark's stories. And as for this week, we will see you all next week.
Goodbye, everybody.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
Bye.